Oh, dear God. Sorry, you might see my rack for a second here. All right. James, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, wow. Okay, where's the Christine? There we go. Christine, you look awesome.
Thank you.
Whoa. Are those light up
Yep.
ears? Sick. Are we going to have a rave?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm so ready for
Pretty
that.
rude.
I should bring out my glowy stuff. Cool. Oh, Aaron.
Hey,
Nice background, man.
thank you. It was for the pandemic. See?
Yeah. Yeah, I can, yeah.
It's just like, it's not for you.
Well, it does make sense to many of the people on this list, but it might not to others.
Oh my gosh, guys. I had to give up my mini fridge, so now I can't just reach for a beer.
Oh no.
Ah.
Why?
First world problems, right? Oh my God. Because the lady I live with, her fridge died and it's a Ferrari. And she lives on the 3rd floor. And the Ferrari fridge fixer couldn't come out until Thursday. So
My other ride's a
landlord is
Ferrari.
very rich. What?
My other ride is Ferrari.
Yeah. 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 So she took my fridge from me. What a ruthless.
It's terrible.
It's okay. It was just my beer fridge. And I like warm beer. I'm not fooling anybody. I'm just going, I can still grab one. It's just from the shelf instead of the refrigerator. All right. Hi, Dee.
Hi.
Can you guys still hear me? I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me change my speakers. Check, check, check. Yeah.
Hi, Jeannie.
How's it going?
Hi. Going okay.
Only 7 people are here. We got 8 minutes. Okay, cool. James, come here. Come here. Come here, dude. Come here, dude. Oh. Oh. This might be a lay down show. This might have to be one today. Come here, buddy. James. Un momento. Come here, dude. Come here. James.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
So my wife was going to walk the dog, but my baby needed to eat, and he's pretty inconsiderate. So I just signed in because, you know, I'm here for it. But I might have to sign out and then sign back in later.
I'm kidding. Come here, baby.
Yes. Oh. Oh.
This is my dog. This is my dog, Maximo, if you care.
Hey, Maximo.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah.
Does he speak English, or what breed is he?
He's like a mutt, super mutt. And like, no, he does not speak English. But,
I think American English is what mutts speak. What do you think?
I don't know. Well, we got him in the
but-
Dominican Republic, so.
Oh, so he's a drug dog.
They generally have Brooklyn accents.
Okay, okay. No, but yeah, no, we actually had to get him checked at customs. They were like looking around for scars and stuff. We didn't know.
For Scar? Oh, to see if there was like cocaine like embedded in his skin or something?
Yeah, turns out that's a thing people
Not
do.
that I know anything about that. Dang. So you actually went there to get him?
No, we've got him. We were Peace Corps volunteers there, and we got him while we lived there, and then brought him home.
Come here, Totoro.
Uh-oh. Peace Corps is not on our bingo card. Yet.
There's a bingo card.
There's one that's hypothetically being made as we find the paradigms of our shared experience and try to turn them into something that can be fun for old people.
Fair enough. Well, you can check off runway model. Just kidding.
Was your dog a runway model in the DR?
No.
The only runways they've got in the DR are for drug planes, baby.
Every once in a while, drugs wash up on the beach, just from
Yeah.
like boats and stuff. Yeah.
Oh man. So I a couple years ago, I dated a guy from the Azores, which is like it's like Spain's Hawaii, and he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But then only after we broke up, I read this documentary about how there was tons of, was it coke or like some drug that was white that was, no, it must have been coke, not heroin, that was in like big old bales that got shipwrecked on the Azores. It was like 70,000 pounds of drugs. And the Azores is a tiny, that's like a number I just made up, but it was something that crazy. It was like a whole boat of cocaine. It got washed up on the Azores. And then it just saturated the entire island, and some people even thought it was flour. They were like frying their fish in it. So turns out if you ever meet anyone from the Azores, they come from a long line of literally everyone they know being addicted to coke and not even being aware of it.
That's
True story.
lucky.
Isn't that the kind of thing you'd rather see on the news than the shit they're feeding us over here in America?
Sure.
Did you hear about the bear that ate like half a ton of cocaine and then died and still holds the record as the bear that's done the most cocaine? That was on the American news.
His name was Len Bias.
Is there a joke?
He was a draft pick of the Celtics. No. Let's see.
So I didn't really get an answer. Can I sign out and sign back in like 20 minutes? I go like 21st. I just wanted to sign in.
It's working out.
No.
Okay. Gonna be a day of technical difficulties, is it? Sweet mother. Oh, Christine, we have similar mics, except yours is probably an overlay and or is a lot nicer than mine. No, it's real and it's not nicer than mine. Isn't it cool? Cool.
Thank
What
you.
brand is that?
It's a pile.
Cool. What other stuff do you broadcast?
I do a podcast called The Beauty and the Beast Show.
Cool.
And then I also do
Come
voiceover
on,
work.
kitty.
Oh, cool. Awesome. What your gig?
What was that? Sorry.
Sorry. What has been your most recent voiceover gig? Anything fun?
Yep, I have voiceover the character Mystica Rabbit that's in Waterside Wrestling that's coming soon to Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
Mystic Rabbit?
Mystica.
Mystica Rabbit?
Yep.
Wow. Sounds like a vibrator. Cool. What's the name of the show again?
It's called Waterside Wrestling.
Waterside Wrestling. Wow.
Yep.
It's a animated show?
Yep.
For kids?
I guess so. It has a little adult humor in there.
Cool. Oh, crap. There are 11 people waiting. It kept telling me there were 18 people, and I was like, there are 18 people in the room. I was like, there can't be 18 people in the room. Okay, I might have let in the audience, guys. Oh, my God. Off to a freaking start. This is going to be an interesting one, everybody. Brace yourselves. Bring out all your braces. Every brace you have that you can possibly use to brace yourself. The FDA says you shouldn't brace yourself for more than 4 hours at a time.
back out.
Do it now. Hey, Shar Shar Par Par.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, at Shar Shar Par Par. Guys,
Hey,
I'm doing
Joel,
some
Joel.
calibrating over here, so don't mind me. I heard
Okay.
there was a way to get it so that the people who don't have thumbnail images won't have their names displayed on the grid when they turn off their video, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Because guys, if you didn't know, we do record the show. It's a recording that is private. It gets uploaded on YouTube as an unlisted video so that the performers can see it. And if any audience members want to request limited access to it after the show, they can. And then if you want to get a copy of your part of the tape,
here, baby.
contact me. But that's always display.
Here,
Hide
Tots.
non-video participants. Oh, I just hit them. Oh man. Do you guys see that on your end? Did it hide the names of if
what?
the so if you go in if you cursor over the stop video icon in the bottom menu of the grid page and you click the little widget and you go to video preference or video settings, if you go to video, if you go to the little video, click the video thing when you're in there.
Yeah.
Then if you go into meetings, there's an option that says hide non-video participants.
Yeah, mine's
That is-
already unchecked. Should we be checking
Just
that?
had my first sexual awakening. Well, it's up to you. It's like personal preference. If you click hide non-video participants, it means that your grid will be full of smiling
Okay.
faces for your show.
Yeah, or at least faces. You know.
Right, right. Oh my gosh. Look who it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, and he's smoking. I'm going to have to spotlight that. We really want to,
Oh, you don't mind if I smoke, do you?
go for it. I'm just spotlighting.
They just don't blow it in our faces.
This is the only time I can.
Do you normally hotbox people with your fumes?
It depends what kind of fumes.
Mhm.
No, you
Cool.
can't chew my earphones.
All right, I'm going to keep doing a little bit of calibrating. Don't mind me. I'm going to go.
Oh man, why not?
We have 90
No, no, Totoro, you can't eat my microphone.
I had a nickel for every time I had to say that. I'd still be broke.
video next to the shared screen in the recording. Is there anyone in this room who is good at tech?
Depends what aspect of tech.
Okay. If you're an audience member, sorry that you have to hear this. This is the back end of this show. It's 7:03, so the
Stop
show didn't
it,
technically
Totoro.
start. But I just want to make sure that we do this right. So, no.
Stop it, Toes.
Okay, so Totoro, go fuck yourself for just a second. I
Sorry.
know you know how. My cat sure knows how to fuck himself. So Totoro, go fuck yourself for just a minute. And everybody else. So tonight I would like to use a new timer that I designed that will give you your time on a tile in the corner of the screen so you can actually see the time counting down. If you're a new comic tonight, you'll get 4 minutes. If you've been with us for 3+ times, you'll get 5 minutes. And you'll see the number on the screen. That said, I just recorded a show with David Thorne on Saturday night, our second edition of the Blue Chasers show, and we're going to bring a cut version of that to the public soon because it was pretty fun and awesome. But guys, the sad part was I was using the shot clock during that time, and I was sharing a screen. So basically, I share a screen from my phone with the set clock on it in a side panel. And on my version of the recording, only the set clock was visible. I know some of you are just like, I don't give a shit about this. But so what I'm asking is, I know, it's fine. I tend to be like too transparent for most people's tastes. It's like, if you're just transparent enough, people can see you naked. But if you're too transparent, they can see the metastasizing cancers inside your meat sack. Anyway, so I was wondering if there was anyone out there who might want to actually make a cloud recording of this show and do tech on their own end, just in case. Is there anyone out there who wants to? Okay, never mind. I don't care. I don't care. 'Cause I'm about to record it, and I just don't want to. I just don't want to miss it. Whatever, guys. Please video during screen sharing. Place video next to the screen. Okay, fine. We're just gonna see if it works. Oh my god. This has been a crazy day for me. This has been a crazy week for me, guys. Guys, I am more. Oh wait, James. Hi, James Longshore. We're gonna get to you in a second, guys. I am more tired today than a motherfucker on Daddy Daughter Day. Making his rounds all day. Empty houses. Dressing up like a UPS man. Getting it in the slot. That's the only joke I wrote today, and I did it 5 minutes ago in the bathtub after waking up from a dead sleep. Oh my god. But you know, since I start things off, and I'm gonna set the tone. It's up to me to set the tone a little bit, and then I'm gonna pass it to your dad for the day. Mommy brought in your boyfriend, Tom.
Does that make you the daughter?
Whose daughter am I?
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Oh, there he is, guys. James Longshore. Coming to us from the communist block, baby. Tonight we're going to learn all about how drinking and smoking at the age of 8 affects you as a man child later in life. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you about my week a little bit, and I need this for therapy too, guys. I am not insured. I say that. I used to say that for sympathy, but now I'm saying it kind of like if there's anyone out there with a well-paying salaried job who wants to marry me, come on down. Oh, I actually had some intimate time yesterday with the blood pressure machine at Walmart.
Ooh.
The person who's laughing knows that I've said this before. The blood pressure machine at Walmart is my primary care physician. And
No,
it sounds funny. But it sounds funnier when you say it the other way. I just undid it.
My sister and I used to play with the CVS one when we were bored. So.
Yeah. Oh man. You really do get a sense of just how much money these major corporations are making off of selling us bullshit we don't need. So I've been spending, guys. Don't pity me. You know what? Just don't remember anything I say unless you like the sound of it. Can you do me that justice? Actually, we're kind of working out a catchphrase here. Some of you know how it goes. If what you hear doesn't make you laugh, but it makes you concerned, you know what you should do, audience member? Let's tell them, everyone. Write it down and call a social worker. You know that. But yeah, I've been spending night. Please don't judge me. I realize I'm the most judgy person about myself. I've been spending nights in a fucking Walmart, guys. It's for a limited time. It pays really well. I'm not a Walmart employee, but I am doing work for Walmart. Oh my God. Fuck my life. But I did spend the night like sitting on the blood pressure machine, organizing reading glasses. That was really nice. But I noticed there was like a Dr. Scholl's machine there. Have you guys ever seen those? Like you stand on. Have you seen them?
Yep.
Yeah? Jesus. I've maybe one reason I feel so bad about working for a Walmart is that I've thoroughly avoided Walmarts for as long as I've been alive. And now I'm just there because they're paying me, because there's a really inequitable concentration of wealth in our country, and Walmart employs 1/3 of Americans. But yeah, there's like this Dr. Scholl's machine, and you can stand on it, and like it like probably arouses you through the bottom of your foot in the middle of a Walmart. Like I don't know what it does under there, but the one at this store was either broken, or they unplugged it and put a sign on it that said it was broken because it was making people orgasm in the pharmacy department.
I'm really sorry that everything I have to say is about Walmart, but I will say, but I literally spent 45 hours there this week. Oh my God! But it's only for a couple more weeks. But it's fine. I love being at capitalism, like late stage capitalism is a bubble, and the concentration of wealth isn't on the outer edge. Like it's in the center of the bubble, and on the edge is all the bullshit that they tell us should be important to us so that we can pay them. But like one other thing I saw last night that was really fucked up, guys. So I used to be a teacher, and like browsing through children's literature is really a big deal to me, and seeing how corporations pander to children is something that really like affects me, and I notice it when I'm in like commercial places. And last night, this was probably I don't know what's the most traumatizing thing, either when the meth addict chick who was working there puked on the ground and like no one, and like everyone pretended it just didn't happen.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
And I know what she ate only because I went outside on my break and there was more puke next to the store.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Oh my God.
It was little pasta shells, guys.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I'm really sorry. Oh, God. But then the other really shitty thing I saw was like the front of the children's literature section that we just that like some people in the store that night had just reset with product was it was like 8 different books that were like little thin books for kids, and they were arranged 4 and 4. And it was like a series of books for kids who were like 6 to 8 years old to learn about whatever. Like, here's what they had to learn about. Here were the 8 books, okay? I'm not going to remember all of them, but it was like The Great Barrier Reef, The 7 Wonders of the World, Dinosaurs, The Declaration of Independence, The Bombing of Hiroshima.
Whoa.
Who is Sam Walton? The 8th book, and it was front and it was on the right side right there, and it was all those topics on each of their individual books, and then the one book branded the exact same way as the other ones had a big head bobblehead illustration of Sam Walton there. He's the founder of Walmart, guys.
What the fuck?
So he got 1/8 of that curriculum. Just wanted you to know. You know, write it down and call a public school teacher. No, don't do that. They're already way too damaged. All right. So anyway, comics, you get 4 minutes. If you're new, you get 5 minutes. If you're not new, we're going to put a shot clock up in the corner so you can see your set time. And I would like to introduce our guest host of the night. Oops, the wrong way.
Wow.
yay.
Nice.
Man here.
Great intro.
Okay.
What? I'm going to get you back for that one. I'm going to get you back.
I do. I need to get a ride.
Pull my finger. Pull my finger.
Oh,
No,
God. Guys, coming at us all the way from Romania, it's James Longshore. I'm going to put
Hello, everybody. Hello. It is nice to be back. I have missed my dirty family. Hi, Jolie. It's so nice to hear your deep, throaty voice again. You should have been a radio DJ. Seriously. So you had a bad week, you said, but and it's only 2 days in. I also had, problems. That zit that I asked you to airbrush out of the pictures, it came back for the show. Yeah. It was like, you're not getting away that easy. But it's okay. I popped it. I showed it who's boss.
Oh, God.
And even so, matches my teeth. So. I do want to get right to the show because we've got a lot of great performers tonight that I have missed. And I'm looking forward to seeing them all. And performers, of course, is what they call the, people don't like to be called porn stars, don't like to be called porn stars. They're performers. Just like actors don't like to be, background actors don't like to be called extras. And it's great because we've got a lot of performers tonight, and they're going to work hard for you. Some of them are going to work moist, I suppose. Work moist. But okay, so I have this thing though. I have a little challenge for all the comics. It's the hot sex challenge for tonight. This is what I would like to do. It's backdoor actors in porn, actually, Charlotte.
It's what's it called?
Door actors.
Okay, gotcha.
Industry term. I wouldn't expect you to know it.
They use the back door. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Good advice. So I would like to, everybody, now you don't have to take the challenge if you have like a nice tight set, you know, like, and for Blue Mic, if you're going to do any mic, the set should be tight here. But I would like to know either the hottest and or weirdest place you have had sex.
Oh, I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
I've talked too much already.
And I want everybody to be honest, because honesty is the funniest policy, generally. I will start. I actually have a tie for hottest. One was like this hot springs, like somewhere on the border, like these hidden hot springs, somewhere on the border of like New Mexico and Utah. And that was like, and that was like by sunrise, by dawn, and it was like with this girl that I had a crush on in high school, so that was great. But the other time was on top of a rooftop in Philadelphia, right near City Hall, like right there on the ledge with my first girlfriend I actually thought I was in love with William Penn looking over us. I don't know if anybody...
You at the Rittenhouse?
Yeah, I forgot Jolie's a Philly girl, Illy Dell. That's right.
You had sex with Madeline Adams by chance?
I knew. Yeah, but that was later. That was somewhere different. But the weirdest place I ever had sex, and this is a big confession for me, is in the hot tub at my grandmother's retirement home.
Oh my
Yeah. And it gets worse. Wait for it. It was in New Jersey.
Oh, God.
So yeah, joke writes itself. Okay. So, and that is a true story. So anyway, let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started, shall we?
What do you
I'm
say?
kind of fucking around with the set clock still, but that's fine. Let's welcome our first comedian coming at us first. I think is it David? It's David Parsons. Yeah. All right. Coming at us first. I owe him a lot of favors that I have yet to deliver. Yeah. You'll learn everything you need to know about him the second you hear the first words that come out of his mouth. It's David Parsons. I just put D on Spotlight.
Thanks for that amazing introduction.
I'll show you in a second. Hey.
Wow, she's a great ventriloquist.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for that amazing introduction. And James, you can be my daddy anytime you want, my friend.
Ooh la la.
I'm going to take you up on that challenge.
Ooh la la.
This is my first time to open the Blue Mic, and so it's appropriate that I talk about my first time to have sex, which is not the hottest, but qualifies as the weirdest place. So, basically, a friend of mine had a party. I was 19 years old, a little bit of a late bloomer. You wouldn't get that from the suave visage you see here, but, you know, I wasn't hit with the ladies in my teens, a little gawky. There's something really weird happening to the screen, and it's good. I see the shot clock now. So my friend had this party. His parents were away, and he rented a bounce house to have some fun. we're all kind of adults. And so this bounce house was set up in his backyard, and I got rampantly drunk and and met a girl whose name to this day I still don't remember. And when everybody else had fallen asleep, passed out, or left, we had very drunken sex on the bounce house. And unfortunately, we both passed out at some point during the coupling and woke up entangled in each other's naked bodies to a crowd of people who'd woken up from slumping everywhere. So the weirdest time, and my first time was with a girl I really didn't know on a bounce house, and I got like other people in on the act too. So there you go. Challenge met, I hope. Beat that one.
Oh, yes.
Let me restart your time then.
All right. So, you've probably picked up on the merest trace of an accent by now. As regulars here will know, I'm not from around here. I was born in England and moved here 20 years ago. Now, while both my countries speak English, kind of, words in America sometimes have different meanings, and this can cause some serious confusion. In America, the word fanny is slang for buttocks. In England, a fanny is a vagina. So you can imagine my confusion when an American friend said, "Gee, I went on a long bike ride yesterday and my fanny's still sore." How the hell were you sitting on the saddle, lady? Does my fanny look big in these pants? Well, I can see a little camel. Nope, you look great, honey. I know parenting's different these days, but when I misbehaved as a little girl, my daddy would spank my fanny hard. What the fuck did you just say? Staying on the subject of genitals, to the English, beavers aren't remotely sexual. In fact, the youngest Girl Scouts are called Beaver Scouts and are led by a grey beaver. Please, sir, would you like to buy some beaver cookies? I'm having so much fun playing with my beaver friends. I'm working hard and hope to get my Beaver Explorer badge soon. In England, rubbers are used to erase pencil marks. Not here, which explains the strange look I got when, before a test in college, I told an American classmate that I didn't have a rubber and asked if she had a spare I might borrow. What? I said. I'm just trying to prevent myself from making a mistake I'll pay for later. Well, I didn't get a rubber, and she sat away as far away from me as she could. And as I feared, the need arose during the test, and I just had to rub one out as best as I could. My favorite English dessert has a very odd name. To the English, a spotted dick is a raisin cake. To Americans, a spotted dick is an excellent reason to see your physician immediately. In either case, it's better if you put some cream on it. Favorite part of any family gathering in England is chowing down on my Uncle John's spotted dick. And this one's the worst. The American use of the word spunk makes me positively queasy. In America, spunk can mean courage and determination. In England, spunk is slang for semen. And I have a friend who describes her 15-year-old daughter as full of spunk. God, I hope not. Well, boys, I know you lost the championship game, but I've never seen so much spunk on a basketball court.
That's a lot of...
I'm doing so well in Girl Scouts. My leader says I'm the spunkiest beaver she's ever seen, and she's been with that massive eruption of fireworks. That is my time. Back to you, Jolie and James.
Massive eruption. Blue Mike is big, massive eruption.
Can we? So since some people are here for the first time, and that was our first comic. So guys, when a comic's done with their set, we'll go back to the grid view real quick, so that anyone who has their camera turned on can cheer or do whatever you want. Show us your dick or whatever. But it's going to be so
Or not.
enjoy. That's going to happen after every set. Only the people with their video on will be included. James, you there?
I am here, dear. Never fear. So that spunky basketball court had a lot of balls flying around it, huh? So who's up next then? Who do we have next?
Go to our next comic. I'm gonna go on gallery view so I can find her. There she is. Hey, coming up next. What's that, Mr. Longshore?
I just saw you zip up. Like the show's just getting started. Why are you zipping up? I'm just wondering. Oh, wow. Ask and you shall receive, huh? Wow.
I mean, she was gonna give us a bit at a time. But,
So I usually wear a bikini top underneath, and when I wear a bikini top, I'm fine with but this actually isn't. I've been interrogating the difference between a bikini top and a bra for about 2 years now, and this is a bra, guys. So it actually protects me more from the male gaze than a bikini top. So that's why I'm subconsciously trying to protect my tits. Okay, coming at us next. She's also from Dallas, Texas, which is where David Parsons lives. After all those jokes about jizz and pussies, we should probably go find her because she goes to his house sometimes. Please welcome Lynn Parker.
What is up, everybody? Oh man, it's funny. He mentioned the Beaver Explorer badge. I actually got that when I came out of the closet at my old girls' high school. I even got this hat in recognition, the Wild Beaver hat. You can see on here, it actually says Wild Beaver. Actually, no, David gave me this hat, but Wild Beaver is a pretty fitting name since that's what I've been calling my vagina since the pandemic started.
Nice.
Just letting it grow wild down there. TMI for some of you. Say, David, Lonely Beaver? I mean, that too, but we didn't need to bring that up. Okay. Okay, so James was asking us to say the weirdest place we've had sex. For me, I would say the weirdest was in the back of a Toyota Corolla, not because that itself is very strange, but more so because my teenage self wrote songs about it, plural.
Oh my God.
I was so infatuated with this guy. I wrote songs about having sex in the back of his car. Like that to me was like the ultimate romantic gesture. And I've been trying to find, I've been looking through, I think someone's TV is heckling me right now.
All right, I'm gonna go waiting room. If we have sound pollution, okay, we're gonna we just paused the shot clock. It's that bad.
Yeah, like I'm not even sure y'all can still hear me.
Can you hear us? Whoever's
Yes.
doing that. Who's
Dude.
watching TV instead of watching Shar Shar
I mean,
Par
at
Par?
least put it on mute it. Come on. You can read the subtitles if you're bored, but don't play it out loud.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I mean, not to be a conflict of interest here, but if you are muted and you're not masturbating or watching Jerry Springer, can you turn your mic on so we can hear your laughter, please?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just doing comedy to a mirror, which would just be sad.
Guys, one more thing. If you look over at the shot, just because we're here, if you look over at the shot clock real quick, see how this is a chat head?
That's great.
No dick pics during the show, okay? All right, sure, I'm turning it back on.
Cool. So I was looking through this old notebook that I got years ago at Borders. Y'all remember Borders? And man, I was trying to find the one, like the worst line in the song. I'd say one that's up there is like, I've been on many roller coaster rides at many theme parks, but you're my favorite ride by far. Like,
oh no.
Yeah. Oh man, it was rough. I performed that song in an open mic once years ago. Like, I shit you not. Yeah, I was blinded by love. Before I started going to the Blue mic, I didn't have a ton of Blue material because I teach kids at a children's theater, and obviously I don't invite them to see my show, but my sort of unofficial rule has been if my students were to accidentally stumble on my stand-up, I'd want it to not scar them for life. Wow, Miss Charlotte must be a really lazy cook. She keeps talking about other people tossing her salad for her. That's weird. Wow, Miss Charlotte really prefers tacos to eggplants. I don't know why she kept bringing that up throughout her set, though. That's strange. Well, I saw Miss Charlotte's set, and now I know that cream pie doesn't always mean food. Trying to avoid that. I don't even have jokes about any of those things. I'm just hungry, you guys. I've been trying to be healthy during the quarantine. Not really. I haven't been trying that hard, but it sounds good to say that. My family has been super active. My dad uses our elliptical machine a lot. My mom and sister are both Zumba instructors, so they've been doing a lot of Zumba videos. My main activity has been baking things and then eating them. Different. My mom came in the room once. I was in the kitchen baking brownies, and my sister's in the next room doing an exercise video. And so my mom goes, "Hey, Charlotte, look, your sister's doing an exercise video. Isn't that great?" Like trying to really subtly tell me. And she turns and looks at me, and I am mid-licking brownie batter off of a whisk. Like, huh? Oh, yeah, I was working on my tongue muscles. Really? Yeah. She was not impressed. I stopped using Tinder recently. I know, hold your applause. I'm very brave. It's hard being a woman trying to meet other women on Tinder. One reason is that a lot of straight women will check off the men and women boxes because they're new in town and they're just looking for friends. Which is like walking into a vegan restaurant and going, "I'm just here for steak." Like, it's not going to happen. You're just going to piss off a lot of lesbians. So what are you doing? I'll end on this. One dating app that I've had a lot more success with, though, is Amazon. I don't know if anyone's ever tried this one. I met a professional back massager who had really high ratings, which is what caught my eye. What caught her eye was that my credit card still works, not to brag. She's got a really vibrant personality, which I like a lot, but she's an introvert like me. I mean, she usually just likes to stay home and recharge her batteries. But then other times she's got like a lot more energy, like a lot, which is great. And okay, I'll admit, and I'm almost done, she can be a bit intense sometimes depending on how much I've been pushing her buttons, but you know, it's a good relationship because we communicate really well. I mean, she never sends me cryptic text messages. She never gives me the cold shoulder. She never has to ask if I came, which is refreshing. Yeah, so I'm going to stop there. I'm Charlotte Parker. Thank y'all so much.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, look at all these supportive audience members.
Hi.
Yes. Yes. James, did you have something
Yes.
to say? I had something to say, but I'm trying to remember what it is.
Oh, well,
Sorry,
Charlotte,
you're
it's funny.
Charlotte.
She answered what was going to be my other question. I was deciding, should I do the hot sex or should I do the, what do you call, do you have a name for, you know, your
Oh, well, now you know both.
family
Yeah.
jewels? Exactly. Yeah, I was like, which one should I do? Which one should I do? And then I decided I wanted an excuse to brag about my sexual exploits. So.
Yeah, you know, James, I think so. I'm like, guys, I'm a bit of a dirty hippie. You might not notice when I dress like I'm
No,
like
I wouldn't.
opium den, but or like a disco floor. But I am a dirty hippie at heart, and like sometimes I think that children should name themselves, and I think I'm going to say the same thing about my pussy. But if my pussy could name itself, its name would be like Felicia.
Oh no! Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
Like with the queef sound at the beginning there, or what? Is that what that was?
I'm actually looking across the room, guys. I'm looking across the room at my yoga trapeze, and if you don't know what that is, it's like a parachute sling that hangs from the ceiling that you can use for inversion therapy, but it's like a major queef machine. When you're on it, you're totally fine, but like, do not dismount with anyone else around.
Ouch. Yeehaw.
Ouch. James, I don't know if they covered this in sex ed where you're from, but queefs don't hurt.
I'm still wondering what they sound like. Like
Felicia.
they sound like Felicia.
That's what I meant when I said my pussy would name itself Felicia. Should we just move on? Let's just move on. That was like enough of a riff. I'm sorry. We've got like 30 more comics. We're going to keep going, guys. This is like way too much fun. I'm really sorry. I actually have to go to work right after this. And I'm not done till 8 in the morning. So thanks for helping me gear up. Hey, coming at us next. He's a big papa. He's a big papa of Blue Mike. He hosts the Blue Annex, which is a Thursday night joke shop. We can't call it the workshop. But if you ever want to workshop some jokes that have blue material, Aaron Ring, he's just started we're going to try to start live streaming to Facebook. But he usually hosts a Facebook messenger room or whatever it's called. Who the fuck cares? So you guys know what I mean. I blast you about it all the time in the messenger thread. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, let's just go straight to him. It's our friend Aaron Ring. Let's give it up for him. Woo!
Hey guys, James, to answer your question first, it's between a fire escape and a '79 Chevy Impala station wagon. I'm still not sure which one is weirder or better. But let's move on. If I were president, my P-tape would be on Netflix. And it would be required viewing, guys. If I were a wealthy hobo, my name would be Sleeper Car. Thank you. I used to get really nervous in front of audiences. So I came up with this trick. I like to picture my audience crucified. And then I feel better because Jesus loves me. Hey, did I tell you guys I was married for 13 years?
No.
It was
Oh, no,
yes,
you
I
didn't.
was. It was very kinky. We practiced emotional bondage. Our safe word was divorce. We're still friends with other people. But she did the right thing. She saved herself. Because, guys, I'm a serial monogamist. Which is a lot like a serial killer, but way slower. I don't have to hide the bodies, because when I'm done with them, they don't recognize themselves. And I tell you this because I got married again last month.
Oh.
We did it on Zoom. It went pretty well. The bachelor party, however, was great. That was on Pornhub. And I'm ashamed to admit this, but I lost my wedding ring already.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm scared that since I've already had marriage, I might have the antibodies. That doesn't mean I'm not happy. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. In fact, my wife is an author. Her latest book is on the Holocaust, and she's so great, I pretend it happened. I think the thing that separates us from the animals is surprise parties. Because think about it, if you throw a surprise party for a chimp, you get your face torn off. I'm missing New York, which is where I live normally. I miss my neighbors, especially. They weren't from here. I think they came from dystopia. And they were nice. I once knocked on their door to see if they were smelling something weird, if they were also smelling something weird. And they gave me the recipe for chlorine chicken and barbecued hare. Yeah, true story. Hey, book clubs are lame. That's why I'm in a book gang. Blood in, blood out from the library. It really bugs me when people make dumb arithmetic mistakes because I'm a real math Nazi.
Explain.
Yes, one? Oh, come on. Where's the clock, Julie? I've lost the clock.
Well, so what I noticed is that you guys can only see the clock, right?
I can't see the clock. No.
Is it true
When
that
the-
other people can't see when I'm spotlighting?
When we're spotlighting, there's no clock. We just see the comic, and then like if you do the clock, the comic is just down in the corner, and it's kind of sucky.
Yeah.
Is what we're looking
I just
at.
noticed.
So
that.
I'm gonna request a timeout here.
This is a timeout.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a timeout because I'm noticing this, guys. I'm really
Free
scared.
pass.
Yeah.
Hold on, Aaron. We're gonna come back to you. We're gonna come back to you,
Yeah.
Aaron. And
That's
when we
okay.
do, you better have a good closer because you got like 1:35 left. Okay, but guys, I want to
I got a
figure
pretty
this out
good
because I don't
closer.
want to fuck up the tape. Okay, but I'm on
Julie,
3 different devices over here.
oof.
And I just logged onto the third device, which is an iPad, and that's when I noticed that you guys can only see the shot clock. I don't know why that is, because on mine it's not like that. Does anyone know? No. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're gonna do the shot clock the janky way because I want this to be public record forever. Okay, so just. Aaron, you have a good internal clock, right? You got like 1:30 left. Just take us
Okay.
home. Take us
Yeah,
home to the pearly gates.
I've
I'm
got
really sorry
this
for the
internal
interruption.
clock right here. So
This-
hold on a second.
Oh my
I
gosh.
will.
And I'm figuring out a solution for the next comic.
And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go.
I would love it if we had a tech volunteer for later. Okay, bye.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, let's get back to me. I got one of those chair massages, and I asked the masseuse for a happy ending, and she picked my nose. Thanks. My year didn't start out great. I had 1 year's resolution, and that was to not turn 51, and I fucking blew it. I know 51 is an old age. It's not, but it is puberty for old age. For the second time in my life, I've got hair growing in some strange places. And my voice is changing. It's getting more judgmental. And guys, I've, for the first time, been having back trouble. So I got some acupuncture, which I highly recommend, but do not ask for a happy ending.
Ooh.
I have 2 happy ending jokes. Let me finish on this.
Finish with another happy ending?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm going to finish on this. Come to Blue Annex Thursday night. And I'm on vacation this week. I'm spending the week at Cape Cod, but this is how much I love you all. I'm still going to do it. So please come and work your material. We have a lot of fun.
All right.
Yay!
Right on.
Thanks,
I
Aaron.
found a technicality on New Year's resolutions. If you resolve to be consistent and you've always consistently broken your resolutions, you're off scot-free. So you can just keep that in mind for next year, Aaron.
Guys, I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry
No
for
worries.
everything.
Thanks for
Except for
taking the
making this
challenge,
event. I'm not sorry for creating Blue Mike, but everything else I'm sorry for.
She is
Flagellate
confessing
me
her
and crying with
sins.
with your weapon of choice.
She repents. She repents. Finally. Oh boy. You know, I tell people.
Who's this shithead?
Oh no, it's Escobar. Escobar.
I don't even know who's next. You guys should all know who's the person who's next should know they're next.
Yes, you better be psychic. Next person. The next person is a psychic.
It has been posted in quadruplicate. It's Michael Clare. There he is. He knows. See? Give it up for Michael Clare. For Michael J.
Yay.
Don't put his surname in your memory. He is a teacher, guys. Or was, right? Or else he just doesn't. Or does he really ashamed about being a comedian like me?
I actually debated. I'm like, God, do I do the weird daddy-daughter moment or the teacher bit? I'm like, no, I'm not ready for the teacher bit yet. No, fuck it. I think I will. Jolie, for you, Charlotte, for you as well. It was reassuring here again, another teacher be like funny and strange and like not like the teacher that I imagine like I had growing up. And I'm that kind of teacher, so I'm gonna share like, I guess I'm doing a detour if that's okay. I didn't do the other timer, Jolie, by the way. I'll do 4.
Okay, listen, guys. If you don't see the timer, it's because I'm vigorously trying to turn on the timer. Okay, please don't
Vigorously.
bust my hump about not seeing a timer. I promise you'll get the timer.
I didn't do my time on my phone, so I'll cut it. I'll cut it to 4.
Good. He's so responsible. That's why he's a teacher. Too bad he became a teacher. He's so responsible.
All right, so I'm gonna give you guys. I've never told this before because it's like, I told to my partner and she's like, "You can never say that." So Blue Mike, it's this one. I've never. I can't believe I'm saying it now. But it's the worst moment I've ever had in as a teacher. And I'll actually preface it by saying I love my job. Like even right now, this is day 2 of 3rd grade, and I love my job more than anything else in the world besides my daughter, my partner, and marijuana.
So, I feel you, brother.
Right on, man. And so this moment revolves around the fact that like I didn't have clean laundry. I was like, all right, I need this shirt that I don't usually wear. I need to get these pants I don't usually wear. And so I go to school, and we're having a great day. We're singing and dancing, doing our songs, and just all around awesomeness that is my classroom. I have to like pepper those in before what comes up next. I've got to kind of like front load the like, I'm a good teacher, my kids love me. And at some point during the day, I realized like, I was out of laundry, so I didn't have any underwear. So I was commandoing as the dudes, the bros thing. And at some point during the day, I was like, it feels like it's coming out of the boxers. I looked down and saw like a little pink turtle head. That point I realized were the pants that I'd ripped the crotch of a year and a half before. I never bothered to throw out. So that was my go-to for laundry that day. And so all of a sudden that's popping out. Now this could have happened at any point. Walking down the hallway could have made up for it. In my office, just easily figured out. But it happened like at a class read aloud. Crisscross applesauce like I am now, with every single one of my students sitting around me in a circle. And the weird thing is like none of them noticed, which is like the worst thing possible, like the male ego. Like there was this moment of like, oh shit, like no one noticed, like thank fucking God. But then it was like, I'm not really bringing a whole lot to the table apparently to my 3rd grade class. Like I'm just barely visible. It's like, my dick shows up at the 3rd grade class, like the weird guy at the party, like, hey guys, anyone? Nobody? I'm completely invisible now. I'm an invisible. Okay then. That's the appropriate reaction for a story about a penis being exposed to a third grade class. But Joey, that and James, that was great, guys. All the great teachers doing hard work out there. Let's keep doing it and make sure the kids don't see our genitals.
I hope he wasn't working.
I would clap, and I'm holding the shot clock with my hand, so you guys have to clap. Everybody clap for Michael Clare.
How hard was he working
That's how we
that
do
day,
it at school.
Michael?
Everybody put your hands together again and again and again and again and again. That's what teachers say. Put your hands together for Michael Clare, bitch. Michael, I love your virtual background. You had me fooled for just a second.
I was
And then when I became disappointed that it actually wasn't the room you were in, that's when I noticed that you have a sharp new haircut.
This is the non-quarantine teacher look. Like the whole homeless man thing was teacher on virtual learning look.
A lot of teachers moonlighting on Blue Mike. A lot of teachers, Charlotte, Michael. I'll tell you, I guess it's like they're so underpaid that they have to take second jobs as comedians.
Yeah.
Even more underpaid.
Ian Lasky is here. He's a teacher, and I'm a teacher. We're all teachers.
Laugh and learn, baby. Laugh and learn. That's what we're here to do. Laugh and learn.
Hey, you want to learn about some creepy sex that one of our
Yes.
Blue Mike comics keeps having with random people that she meets in pizza shops? All right, guys, please welcome to the Blue Mike. Peace, love
We're
ya.
going to now, whether you like it or not.
Hi, everybody. I can't see the timer, so someone's going to help me out here.
God, D. D, what did I say about saying something about the timer? I'm
Oh,
very
yeah.
sensitive about the
Well,
timer.
I will just plan accordingly. So anyway, the weirdest or maybe the best place, I don't know which it is, that I've had sex is one time when I lived in New Mexico and I had this boyfriend and we were at a club and we found this room on the second floor and we started making out and like fucking. And we thought it was like the coolest like secret room, but it turned out like everyone could see us from down below and like we had no idea. So basically we were showing the entire club us fucking. So I don't know if that's like a bad thing or a cool thing, but that's what happened. And I think it's kind of cool and fun, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
All teaching.
Well, you're cool and fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Cool and fun, at least.
And I used to be a teacher. I used to teach at the college level. So there you go. So anyway, on my theme of last week's of bad Tinder dates, I've got a few of them right now. So the other day, this guy was like, hey, why don't you come over to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and we'll do something. And I'm like, oh God, that's really fucking far. Do I really have to drive that far?
And it's to Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Hill, exactly.
And it's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Like, what's there to do in Cherry Hill, New Jersey? And he's like, well, there's a great mall. I'm like, I doubt it. He's like, we'll go to the mall and then we'll go to dinner. I'm like, okay, I've never been to Cherry Hill. I'll go see what it's about. I was very scared though. It was a scary thought, but I went anyway. So I meet him and he's like, okay, let's go to the mall. I'm like, okay. So we get there and I see a little glimmer of hope. There's a Nordstrom. Maybe there'll be some other cool stores. So we go in and we get a cafe at the Cafe Nordstrom. And it was all right. It was good coffee. So I give it that. And then we go down and I'm like, well, where's the good stores? Oh, they're all here. I'm like, well, what kind of good stores? He's like, well, there's an Urban Outfitters. I'm like, no, that's not a good store. I'm like, where are like the designer stores? He's like, well, Nordstrom is a designer store. And I'm like, yeah, we just left it. What are we doing here? Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah,
this is just my rendition of my appreciation of Cherry Hill Mall with this guy who catfished me because he didn't look like his pictures again. And he like was weird. And he was like telling me he loved me. And I'm like, how can you love me? We just met. I don't know. It was weird all around. And then he's like, well, let's go to the Aveda store. I'm like, why do you want to go to the Aveda store? He's like, well, we can get a candle and bath oil. And I'm like, what do we need a candle and bath oil for? He's like, well, I thought we could get a hotel room with a jacuzzi. I'm like, what? When did you figure that one out? He's like, well, I just saw you and you're so beautiful and I think we'd have fun in a jacuzzi room in a hotel. And I'm like, well, I'm not very comfortable with that. And he's like, well, let's get the candle because after you have dinner with me, you will be. I'm like, well, I doubt it, but if you want to spend money on a candle and thing at Aveda, you're more than welcome to. So he spends $80 on this candle and bath oil. I'm thinking, what an asshole. Who spends $80 on bath products? So then I'm
Right, like put it in your pocket, right?
I know. And I go, well, I'm still not going to the hotel room with a jacuzzi. And then like 5 minutes later, he goes, oh, my stomach hurts. I'm like, what do you mean your stomach hurts? He's like, I think the coffee was bad. I'm like, my coffee wasn't bad. What are you talking about? He's like, I just want to go home now. And I'm thinking, yeah, because I won't go to the jacuzzi room with you. That's why, idiot. And so he's like, no, that's not it. I just feel sick. And I'm like, yeah, you feel sick because I'm not going to the hotel room with you. So he's like, please just take me home. So I'm like, okay. So I take him home and he's like, keep the candle and the bath oil. You might want to use it. I'm like, okay, thanks. So now I have to go to the Aveda store and trade the candle in candle and bath oil in for good hair products or something because I'm never going to use that fucking candle because I hate candles and bath oils. I'm like, oh yeah, are you going to call me again? He's like, oh sure. And I haven't heard from him since. So he was truly lying about the stomach ache. So that's my one bad Tinder date story. How much time do I have left?
That's your time, girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh, that was just your intro?
No.
Let's give it up for D.
Thank you.
D, now you have a few things that you need to include these things on your profile next time, okay?
Okay.
As you learn through all these Tinder date experiences, it's a nice gesture to the next guy who's gonna contact you on there that you maybe list that you don't like candles. Like when you learn things that are date specific, it's a good time to list them.
Hey, I have $80 in Aveda credit now.
I know, James, you probably had something you wanted to say, but D triggered me. Can I share something real quick? It's to answer your question about, guys, I have so many insane, of course I have so many insane sex stories. Of course I do. I had a list of 3 I was going to share.
You haven't confessed yet. That's true. You've repented, but you haven't confessed.
Steve reminded me of another one, and this is not this isn't nearly the craziest, but it's the fucking stupidest, and it has to do with Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So for those of you who don't know, Cherry Hill is basically the suburb. Well, actually, it doesn't have to do with Cherry Hill. It has to do with Camden. Okay, but so guys, so Philly is at the east end of Pennsylvania, and then across the Delaware River from Philly is New Jersey. You've got Camden, and then beyond Camden is Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill is the suburban sprawl with all the malls where the megabus has a stop, but it's just in a parking lot, and there's nothing around it. But I was once on a ferry on the way back from New Jersey to Philly after it was after a Radiohead concert, and I was so high, and I was with this guy, and we were going on the ferry back from New Jersey, and I was like, damn, we just survived New Jersey. I was like, wow, we're it's always special when you realize that you're getting out of New Jersey alive.
True that.
I got a few stories about that, but let's keep it rolling.
I feel you, sister.
We were, and I don't like to talk about drug use that much. I don't think it's cool, but the point is that I was stoned enough that we were on the ferry coming back from Camden to Philly at night after a Radiohead concert, and that was the night that I was like, Radiohead's gonna be my new religion. And I saw the Hilton across the bay. Or it's not a bay, it's the Delaware where George Washington went across there too. It was a really poetic moment. And I looked at the Hilton, and I looked at the very top floor of the Hilton, and I was feeling like a megalomaniac, and I was like, you know what? Let's go buy that room in the top floor of the Hilton. So $400 later and some really bad sex. I never heard from that guy again, and now he's a teacher. That's all I had to say. But yeah, we did go over there. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. It's not worth it.
Don't
It's like
go
a
to
funny.
Cherry
It's one of
Hill.
those.
Cherry
It's
Hill
really
is never
gross.
worth it.
No.
Cherry Hill is never worth it.
Should we just keep it moving? I'm sorry, James. I steamrolled you. You can have the next one. Let's keep. Hey guys, up next, he's in Las Vegas. I don't know what's going on over there. It's probably the epicenter of the zombie apocalypse because there's nothing but in Vegas but like husks of corporate buildings that are now going bankrupt. It is. Let's welcome him, Christopher Waldeck. Woo!
Hey everybody.
All right.
I'm live from my new place. I finally moved out of that old place I was always ranting about and stuff. Like I literally just like found out for like my landlord said, oh, like my new landlord basically, who was actually originally my old landlord before I had moved to the new place. Like he basically said, hey, if you have enough to get in for like, this week, I can find your spot. I'm like, hell yeah. So I jumped ship like almost immediately. But yeah, I know they were talking a little earlier about like, I think James was mentioning something about like, kind of odd places you've had sex and stuff. Yeah, I guess I could talk about my first time I had sex. Well,
First time.
I have a question.
I hope it wasn't.
Does it
the
count
only
as
time.
sex if I didn't say yes?
If you didn't say yes?
Yeah, I didn't say yes. I mean, in her defense, she didn't say yes either. It just kind of happened. Like, it just kind of happened.
Asked and answered. Asked and answered.
If it doesn't count as sex when you don't say yes, rape doesn't exist.
I mean, neither of us, in our defense, neither of us came. So, just in like. I mean, I guess you call I know there's a 4-letter word for that. I mean, I guess you just call it a draw, Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. So it's just a breeze, like, living in this house now instead of my old one. Oh my fucking God, did the last place suck? Like, I literally didn't even go deeper into details when I was talking about my old place, like just because the landlord is like in, I guess, Vegas bride or something, or we're just so obnoxious and just so weird that I was just in my room. I was like, no, not gonna be too loud about half the shit. But now I'm not there anymore, so fuck that shit. All right, okay. So let me put it this way. My biggest regret of living at my old landlord's place is that I didn't get COVID or get some kind of disease, because I would have had something positive to say about my experience. That's my biggest regret. How fucking bad it was. Literally, this dude just bitched and bitched and bitched about everything. I didn't even want to leave my room to cook or just walk around. During the COVID, decided to get married to some random Vegas bride, basically, and they were literally having a sleepover right in the middle of the living room. They just have the mattress laid out on the floor and stuff. They always say, "Oh, Chris, why are you so loud in the morning?" I'd be like, because I have to go to work, I was like, wouldn't be loud in your bed and not on the fucking living room floor, And then and then the other thing they would always get on my case about, saying, "Oh, you're so loud, why are you doing your laundry at night?" I'm like, "Because I work during the day." He's like, "Oh, I just took my Valium." And then they'd be at the top of their lungs loud because I guess he cries like a bitch when he gets his fingernails clipped, and she had to clip his fingernails. Yeah. It would just be loudly drunk in the room right next door to where I'm at. So eventually I just bought headphones, and we just wear headphones. But yeah, and then of course he the next night would be at 9 o'clock doing his laundry and stuff. I'm like, okay, motherfucker. I'm like, you can't complain when I do this if you're gonna do the exact same fucking thing. Literally, this guy had no conception of logic. He would just pick someone random in the house to just just vent his problems with and stuff. My other roommate, when you'd come in, he'd be like, you saw my other roommate walk up, he'd be like, Alex. He's like, we got an issue here. He's like, oh God, Jesus. He said, did Chris breathe again? Is that what's going on here? Did he fucking breathe? That's what my roommate was literally saying. I actually found out later when I was staying that my landlord, he actually like he actually had a record. Like in the old days, like he got busted watching child pornography. Yeah, the dude was a fucking sex offender. I'm like, well, that explains the cheap rent, you know, and stuff. But it was like, the craziest thing is that despite all that, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you know what's stranger? That's actually not the worst thing that I could say about that guy. That's not the worst thing. You're fucking living with that dude. Like, that's how fucking bad the experience was. Don't even get me started on the 4 cats. The 4 cats that he had, that he never watched a video on how to introduce any of them. So they're all just like fighting in the middle of the night, just like going at it. Yeah, that was my stay. Needless to say, and ironically, when I left, like I was just casually like, you know, walking all my stuff out. They're like, "Hey, what's going on? Are you leaving?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, is there any reason why?" And I'm like, and then I was like, "Mother," I was like, "Dude, do you even want me here?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, then what's the problem?" And I just walked right out. Yeah, I'll tell you this new place I live at, though, it's so awesome. It's from the same landlord I had at my old Vegas house. It's actually right across the street from my original house I was staying in Vegas. It was pretty much like, it was awesome. I was like, I would stay with like 8 frat dudes, basically. It was like a middle-aged frat house. Pros, plenty of marijuana. Negatives, thin walls. Every single person with a better sex life than me getting it on, basically. And I'll tell you, the best part about that is that when the guy with the biggest stutter also has the best sex life and he's your roommate, because I'm trying to sleep, it's taking this dude forever to come. All right, and I'll leave it with some stutter come. You guys have a good day.
Hey, let's give it up for stuttering while coming.
So, Christopher, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Have you ever dressed as Borat for Halloween?
No, I
just feel like that if we have Halloween this year, I can't put my finger on it, but I think it would work.
Yeah, people actually have said I look like Borat if he let himself go. That's actually what
That's hilarious. I got told once I was the Big Lebowski really let himself go.
Didn't he let himself go?
Yeah,
Wasn't it part of the movie? Are we moving on? Are we moving on?
I guess so. I mean,
what do you want me? I mean, I don't know. Like we're still getting to know each other. I don't know how much think time you need. Oh, we have fun times, guys. I'm really sorry that the timer is so janky. I'm really sorry. Someone in the chat has said that they actually know how to make it so it doesn't have to be like this. So tune in next week for that. Until then, we're forever self-improving. Oh no, he's on his back. He's like airplaning us like we're his newborn child. It's like a horror movie. Let's go back to Chris Waldeck. Say something.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I apologize for running the light. I do apologize. I just realized I may have run the light.
Oh my god. Yeah, the world of like POV zooming is something that still needs to be explored a little bit. But Chris, I think you really start to get there with it. With the way you treat your camera.
Yeah.
It makes me think you like have a sex doll in your life. I don't know why that is. I do, but I won't explain it. Okay, so coming. He's here for week number 2. I know him from Austin. He doesn't know me. I was kind of stalking him when I was doing stand-up in Austin a couple of years ago, and he's back. It's Simply Courtney. Woo!
I was looking at. Sorry, I was looking at.
No, it's not. It's Christine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, fuck. I'm not ready to go. All right. See you. Look.
Guys, be on your toes here. Always on your toes. We're a bunch of little ballerinas. Hey, look, let's do Christine instead. This is Christine Knowlton. She was on the workshop. Weren't you on the workshop with me?
Yes.
Yeah, we were on the workshop with Scott Porteous a few weeks ago. Yeah, this is her first time on Blue Mic. Let's give it up for Christine. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I mean, thank you for popping my cherry tonight. This is awesome. Getting my cherry pop at the Blue Mic. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. But anyway, I'm not going to beat it. Oh yeah, bloody good time. Oh baby, this is how this is going. But I'm not going to beat around the bush, mostly because I don't have one. And if you're wondering why I shave down there, it's to make my underwear fit better. You need to exercise. You don't need to exercise. No, just shave your bush. But that's my kind of tip for the night. But anyway, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a marathon masturbator. No, it doesn't mean that I run marathons while masturbating. No, that's not what I do. I mean, I can binge watch shows and porn and just masturbate, until the sun comes up. But lately, during quarantine, holy shit, I've run out of porn. Has anybody run out of porn yet?
Nope.
Not yet.
Well, we come here every week, so.
I'm discovering some new stuff. I'm discovering some new stuff as I go along. But I realize this. Being a marathon masturbator, you have to do a shit ton of laundry. I mean, it's just fucking A. Like, I'm just going to install a slip and slide. Or as I would actually call it, the sploosh and slide, because I'm a squirter. So we're gonna get some intimate here, Like I like to say the word sploosh instead of squirt. I don't know if anybody out there is like an Archer fan like I am, where they say sploosh. But anyway, so getting into like kinky things and everything, I realized today on Facebook there was a post that said if you were spanked as a child, you grew up to become a violent adult. I don't think that's true. I mean, frankly, getting spanked, that turned it into a fetish for me. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I love being spanked. I mean, being spanked with a hand is great. Using a riding crop, even better. Using a ping pong paddle, oh, that's what gets you. But if you're ever going to use a ping pong paddle on someone's ass, make sure the sliding door is closed, because it sounds like a shotgun going off when it hits your skin. And the reason I know this is because my neighbors called the cops. And that is a true story.
Wow.
But yeah. So like I'm down and dirty. Like, let's get, with this moist and, with the sploosh, as I call it. Actually, that is a comedy nickname of mine. I go around all the stages splooshing everywhere. It's great. So, yeah, I'm a big sploosher. I love to masturbate. That's almost my set, isn't it? But do you want to know why I do stand-up comedy? Because when I get laying down, they called it prostitution. I'd like to thank you all for popping my cherry, and this has been the best, 25 orgy ever. So thank you, Jolie. Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone.
Christina, that was a cherry pop
Thank you.
I will never forget.
Thank you.
I have one question. So you said that you binge watch TV shows and porn and masturbate. So porn, yeah, I understand. But what TV shows do you use for masturbation?
Well, one of my favorite ones is American Horror Story Asylum. There is a part where a nun pretty much rapes a priest in there. And I don't know why I get turned on by that. I'm sick and twisted. That's all you need to know. Now get me talking about video games, that's a whole other story right there.
Can you send us a link to that? They say you got to produce 400. You got to make 400 pieces of content per day when you're when you got a startup. We need 400 pieces of content per day. Can we get the nun raping the priest footage?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll get it to you.
I'll throw it on the grid. Oh my God. I don't need like to look at anything for good masturbation, but I do have a great imagination. But hey guys, you're all gonna get the link to this tape after the night's over. Sorry. That's not, you shouldn't masturbate to this. That's gross. Never mind. I'm not gonna tell you what's what. You guys get to decide. That's up to you. Okay, fine. This is 3 hours though. This is a good tape. 3-hour tapes that have this kind of content in Walmart for like $29, guys. I was looking at them all night last night. All right, let's move on. Let's just move on. Hey, I already introduced him. I'll do it. I'm sorry, Christine. Christine, I hope you come back next week. Thanks for being here.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. Thanks. I posted the link.
Oh, you already did. Wow, guys, she had it. It was that easily accessible. She's not lying. She
Quick on the
masturbates.
draw.
Fucking right. All right. Hey, up next, he's out of Austin, Texas. It's Simply Courtney. Give him a round of applause. Woo!
Yo, what's poppin', y'all?
Yeah.
How y'all doing? I'm trying to find that clock. It has moved all over the place. Is it Bobo Jenkins is what I'm looking for? Is that what the clock is?
Bobo Jenkins.
All right,
Bobo
cool.
Jenkins is one of my pseudonyms, guys. Do not Google the name Bobo Jenkins.
I thought Bobo Jenkins was a
Googling
black
that
dude.
name right away.
And then I'm asking questions because I know it still ain't set up yet. Is it 4 minutes or 5 that I'm doing?
You get 4. Next week you get 5.
Oh shit, you told me I had 5. All right, that's what's
were
up.
you here for? Is this your second time or?
This
Oh
is
wait,
my
no.
second
Okay, never
time.
mind. Okay. Okay.
I'm just trying to learn. That's all.
Okay, you know what? Here, right. Oh my gosh, guys, this is tricky. Guys, this is why I need to stop doing special favors.
I'll do 4 minutes. I'm not worried about it. I'll do my 4.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, here, I'll do 4 minutes. Don't worry about it. Hey, so what's
I love
up, y'all?
you.
How y'all doing, man? I'm Simply Courtney. Shout out to anybody that is surprised that Simply Courtney is indeed a black guy. Yeah, man. It sucks for my Uber passengers too. They get confused as hell when I show up. They're like, "Whoa, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's a long story. We'll talk about it on the trip home." Oh man, I found out something recently about myself, dude. I have, and I'm working on my German, so pardon me if I butcher it. But it's Freudenschauder, I think, is what it is. Something like that, where it says you derive pleasure, or I guess it is somewhat pleasure from people's misfortune. And so I like watching people fall. I don't know, any people like me? Y'all like watching people fall?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Isn't it a good fall?
Yeah.
Isn't it a good, watching somebody else fall is just a good, there it is, Freudenschauder. There we go. I wrote that down. This is part of me working it out. And so a good fall is just good for the soul, man. Like here in Austin, I don't know what you guys got there, but in our little downtown sector, we have those little stupid ass, everybody's writing their own version of it. I love y'all. White people are dope, man. I don't know if this is just white people doing this, but y'all are funny. Y'all start teaching me how to spell this shit and all that. Good for y'all. We're gonna help you out, little illiterate black dude. I'm joking. Hey, it's a blue mic. God damn it, y'all better get uncomfortable with me. Okay. So downtown, we have those little stupid electric scooters, man. And I don't know about y'all, but it's something about when somebody falls off one of those, I almost feel like some kind of magical occurrence is happening somewhere. One night I'm downtown, our little downtown sector, and I see it, the trifecta. There's this little hippie dude on one of those scooters going down the middle of the street, and I'm like, something bad is fixing to happen. Just watch. And without fail, right on cue, this dude falls. I'm talking about eats it hard as hell in the middle of the street. Crazy thing was he has flip-flops on. And so one of his shoes went on each side of the street. Yeah. Yes. He falls so hard, his flip-flops flew on each part of the street. Yo, he gets up. I kid you not. Without missing a beat, he gets up and doesn't even bother putting his shoes back on. He just yabba-dabba-doos his ass on down the road. Like, look at this boy here.
That's
all right.
awesome.
My second favorite fall, I'm still trying to find that clock. Y'all keep hiding it. There it is, 120. All right. My second favorite fall, man, there's this story, man. This guy is walking his dog down the street. Now follow me. This guy's walking his dog down the street, and a sinkhole opened up and swallowed the man whole. Now, notice I say swallowed the man whole. The dog didn't get swallowed by the sinkhole. Stew on that for a second, because I think that our pets have extrasensory perception. That there are times and there's cases where they know when the end is near for people. There have been cases of cats and dogs coming up and licking people right before they pass away. So I would like to believe that this dog knew that sinkhole was getting ready to open up. Yeah. He starts leading his owner over there, and he's like, "Hey, come on over here. Yeah, come on. Sinkhole." He's like, "Yeah, I'm free to do what I want." Wow, wow. I got that. All right. And then here's the very last one. I'm gonna spit this out in 20 seconds. All right, 20 seconds. Favorite fall top. My 90-year-old great aunt fell in front of me once. This is a real thing. My 90-year-old great aunt fell in front of me. The craziest thing was when she fell down, I freaked out initially. She said, "Hey, leave me alone, little Southern black lady. If this is where I'm supposed to be when the Lord comes back, then that's where I'm gonna be." So I left her there, and that was it. I just said I have to
Find
close
out
it.
next week.
Yeah, I'll finish that joke next month. Oh, and James, next to a hike and bike trail downtown, not in bushes, just out in the open.
Now, was that weird, hot, or both?
That was weird. The hottest was in a what's the little small stupid car they used to have Fords? God damn it. What's the little small Ford cars that everybody used to have?
Ford Focus?
Bingo, Ford Focus. Okay,
Focus.
I'm gonna shut up because I know there's more people. Ford Focus. My ex-wife's 5'9". I'm 6'3", over 280 pounds. We both did the damn thing in a Ford Focus in the summertime and fogged the windows up. That's it.
Yes, I done that. Yes,
Titanic on a Ford Focus.
I love that.
Can we clap? Do we clap for Courtney? Can we clap for Courtney right now?
Yeah.
Courtney, here's something you'll appreciate. I don't know if you know this, but the guy who invented the Segway died falling off a Segway.
Did you know that? He
That's
actually
actually my transition.
segued off a cliff.
Yeah,
Well, that's my
segue by accident off a cliff.
I like to say that was his segue to the afterlife. I'm sorry, I'm here all night, y'all.
I have a serious announcement. The guy who died on a Segway, guys, this is true. The guy who invented the Segway, he segued off a cliff and died. And not a month later, the guy who sorry, this is a really old joke I wrote like 6 fucking years ago, and this fucker actually died.
I'm so vested in this joke now. Come with it.
So the guy who invented the Segway, he segued right off a cliff and died. That is true. And then within the month, guys, the guy who invented the snuggied off the same cliff. Is that not funny? It was funny in 2014.
Yeah. Here you go, Jolie. Mic drop for that one. That's what's up.
Courtney, one more thing. Just guys, I gotta give a talking to this baby because he's in Austin, and that's where I really like revived my own comedy career a number of years ago. Courtney, when you say you're in the downtown sector, will you just say 6th Street?
Well, so I don't know if people understand 6th Street, so I try to make it universal for everybody else.
Okay, but the downtown sector, like that's corporatizing. That's like it's fucking gross. Just say 6th Street, guys. Dirty Six is like this disgusting part of Austin. It's full. He's right. It's full of frat boys. They are like the type of kid, like the type of men. I once kind of dated one. He was in the mafia, and he was just like a purebred, like 19th generation Sicilian who was like bred so that he would be like the front line of like the Roman army. And he told me about that shit all the fucking time.
Wow.
But like these are the kind of boys who like do not have arches in their feet. You know what I mean? Because they were bred to stand still and just like be really meaty. But I just like when you said that the guy yabba dabba dude away flip flop.
Yabba dabba dude. I love that.
Oh my God, that's some good times. Yeah. I can totally imagine. That's a great mental image. Let's just move it. Let's move it right along now that we're laughing, having fun. Hey, next up, he's another really fucked up teacher. teacher. And someone asked why we have so many teachers on the show. I'll tell you, it's because I used to be a teacher and I like to talk about being teachers and how shitty it is. And like people start to glom on who have a similar experience. And once we get a critical mass of people who are like this, we're going to have a feature show. We're going to blow the lid off of the public education system and save the babies. So first up on that agenda, it's Ian Lasky.
I'm just getting some pointers here. Oh, maybe you can't see it. That's I think it's a position of the day. There is this position that is called the old and the restless, and that actually works because I'm 50. It says here that the hazard is motion sickness. I mean, I could actually get injured doing this on a rocking chair. That's how bad. Here's the thing. What is the weirdest place I had sex? Well, the fact that I'm 50 and having sex at all is amazing. Here's how I have been traditionally bad with women. I have been so bad. I had this friend in high school I wanted to date, and she was 6'1", I was 5'6", and I looked up to her. I did. I looked up to her like it was literal, and she looked down on me. It was terrible. I wanted to. I said, how can I get a date? And someone said to me, hey, Ian, you need to join something that has a uniform. So I went to marching band. I joined marching band. That's what I did.
That's the right move. Smooth criminal.
You would think. I have no musical talent whatsoever. I'm terrible. It's like I gotta bang the cymbals, and all I wanted to do was bang. But I got, they gave me the cymbals, and I was so terrible at it that I only gotta bang the cymbals sometimes. I gotta bang the cymbals after the mascot was done with them. And I had to walk the mascot behind the horses, and I tell you, that's a shit job. You don't want to, it's just shit, you're just passing, like falling all over it. That's just a crap vision. Okay, so here's the deal. I tell you how bad I am with women. I'm still bad. I'm so bad, I got married. That's how bad I am. I got married the first time thinking, oh, well, I could have sex anytime I want. Yeah, well, she was having sex, but I wasn't. It was weird. I've been married twice. If you could get that one, didn't last long. She gave it to me straight though. She said, "Ian, you're a teacher. You make $13 an hour, and I found someone that makes $14 an hour. I'm going to be a trophy wife." I don't think you got the definition of a trophy wife. You should. I mean, the guy that makes your burgers makes $15 an hour, and she goes, "Yeah, I know. We already did him last week." I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, thanks. That's kind of a visual I didn't need." Yeah, it's just so weird. Like, I went through the divorce and the child support thing, and so you have to stay. You have to. Yeah, but I forgot my joke. So I was renting my kids like it was Redbox. I have $100. There, I have $100. What can I do for $100? 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes with my kids for $100. It was crazy. It was nuts. But I gave her a lot of shit for being I screwed that joke up. I've been getting a lot of shit for being for her being a trophy wife when I did the same thing. I married an attorney, and now I'm a trophy wife too. The reason why I say wife and not husband is because I took a test online about gender roles. And according to this, and this is from the National Institute of Health, this is not some OMG, I am 78% female behaviorally. My wife is 78% male, so opposites attract. Who knows? Who knew? Yeah, it's crazy. So she bought me a Tesla. She bought me a Tesla so she can be, so that she could be seen with me in public. That's how bad I am with women. Here's the thing about the Teslas. They get 0 to 60 tickets in 3 minutes. They do. All the time. Everyone's saying defund the police. Well, I'm funding them. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I just don't want to go to jail. And they send me thank you notes. They said, "Thank you for your contribution. We can now afford a Kia crossover for a K9 unit." I'm like, well, how strapped is your department if you have to have a K9 crossover unit? I mean, Kia crossovers, they go like 0 to 60 in 2.5 years. But don't, I mean, at one point, does it just make sense to stop the car and let the dog make the arrest? I mean, that's kind of a rough situation to be in, don't you think? I know I'm barking up the wrong tree here, maybe with this joke, but it's terrible. If I see a cop car at a cane, I'm just going to blow past them. I'm going to yell, Black Lives Matter in Lakewood. What are they going to do? How are they going to catch me? Are they going to chase me down with their Toyota Priuses and send me to Lego jail in Victorville? Will they meth with me all day long? All right, I'm being lousy. That's my time. I had a great set. This is awesome. I love you guys.
That is a real problem.
Ian, man, I love Ian.
By the way, speaking of meth, did you guys know that this is you know what? James, I'm not gonna say it. If you want to, you can. I'm not gonna say it.
Were you going to say how Tobey Maguire has started doing meth? You know, Tobey Maguire Tobey Maguire is a good guy. It's just that ever since Tobey Maguire started doing meth, Tobey Maguire refers to Tobey Maguire in the third person.
As James Longshore.
No, I'm actually, but the thing is, I am like 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon from Tobey Maguire.
Wow. I knew I saw something in that bone structure.
Yes. No, the comic book that I make, James Bond, Agent of Joint, is based on a film I made, like a character in a film I made in film school. And the guy who plays my best friend in the movie, because I'm in the movie as well, was Tobey Maguire's stand-in and photo double for all of the Spider-Man movies and Seabiscuit. And so, yeah, that's my little Tobey connection. And then one time when we were shooting a scene in a park from the movie, Kirsten Dunst came and walked her dog, and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And so in Spider-Man, like a lot of times it's actually him in the suit. It's not Tobey when you see him doing the stunts and stuff.
Wow. There you have it. I love when people tell stories about seeing celebrities, and the stories are so like fucking who the fuck cares?
Yeah, exactly. I know, right? I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's just like,
yeah,
Kirsten Dunst is walking her dog. You don't fucking say.
Yeah.
All right. I hate Hollywood, guys. We're the new Hollywood. Fuck all them. Okay, hey, sorry I'm saying that word.
I'm Rollywood all the way, baby. Rollywood.
Guys, if you don't know, I'm saying fuck a lot, and I'm also like having a lot of lucid dreams where I'm fucking like 40 different people in a night. So call us over.
And you're working at Walmart, so that's not good for anybody.
Guys, I do like to mention that when I was 20, I was teaching aesthetics at Yale. Just so you know, call a social worker. I started this mic because I need help. All right, coming up next. Someone mentioned Archer earlier, and I wanted to say, and I didn't want it to sound pretentious, but I do work at Walmart now, so I'll say when I was 22, I mentored a college student to teach improv to children, and she's now one of the head illustrators on the Archer show. And I'm working at fucking Walmart and running Blue Mind. Okay, okay guys. So, life is beautiful. Peter Seidel looks like a newborn chicken. I love you, Peter.
And now with that visual, let's find out the weirdest place he had sex.
Well, but okay. So he'll tell us that.
The weirdest place the baby chicken had sex.
He's gonna tell us that, but so you know, he's the king of roasts, and that's why I feel like I can say that to him. So Peter, you do you, boo. Guys, can we give a round of applause to Peter Seidel out of Tokyo?
Hi. Thank you so much. Hi. I'm actually on vacation at the moment. Like, this futuristic background means I'm coming at you from a hotel room in Fukushima. So, like, to answer James's question, like both the weirdest and the hottest place I've had sex is this hotel room in Fukushima. Fucking right. This screen has seen some action, baby. Yeah. On the sexy question, like sort of Aaron a long time ago, like Aaron answered this question by saying, between a fire escape and a 79 Chevy Impala. So I mean, the moral from that is that if you park your 79 Chevy Impala next to a fire escape, then you're going to have Aaron humping up against your side door, which is fucking not a pretty thing, I can tell you. That's not something you want in your rear view mirror. Is like sadly apposite in that case. Diana talked about Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Cherry Hill. I wonder where that name came from. There's a cherry tree on a hill, I guess. And that made it faintly disappointing for me, like, because I read that book, Fanny Hill, but it wasn't about a hill covered with fanny. So disappointing. Okay, no, I mean, when you're riffing, not everything works. Christine talked a lot. So Christine said she like shaves her, well, she shaves to make her underwear fit better. I have the same thing, exactly the same. So I shave my undercarriage so that Christine's underwear fits better. It's so smooth. Christine claims to have run out of pornography. All that says to me is that I need to record and upload more. I'm doing my best. Christine, please give me a day off. Right. My back hurts. Give me a day off. COVID is a thing. Like it is. We're in quarantine. I should talk about coronavirus. Just one note on that. Like apparently one symptom of coronavirus is that you lose your sense of taste. Yeah? You can't taste food. But I eat a lot of British food, so how will I know? So Jolie said I look like a newborn chicken, so not a handsome thing, I guess. No, to be honest though, I feel sorry for handsome men. I do. You see, I mean, when I look in the mirror, I know this is as bad as it's gonna get. So like my looks have gone as far as they're gonna go. So which of you young handsome ones can say that, eh? Yeah, something I can do that handsome men can't do. Yeah, I can go to work exhausted and hungover. No one can tell. Ha! It's my superpower. Speaking of work, the other day my boss tells me this. Yeah, my boss tells me that if I work hard, if I apply myself, I can be promoted to a senior position. I can have more responsibility, and I'm glad he told me that. That's a very useful warning. I'm fucking not going to make that mistake. Yeah, fucking right. Like getting older. There's like a couple of things about getting older. It means I have the opportunity to have sex in the hot tub at James's grandmother's retirement home. So like, no, not everyone gets to do that. But like as I get older, increasingly I find myself attracted to younger women. I was wondering why that was, and I realized it just makes sense. For me now, most women are younger. It's not a preference, it's just the reality of being vintage. How vintage is that? How vintage? In my day, I'll tell you, in my day, I would take a woman home for gramophone and chill. That's what we did. So on the laptop the other day, like an advert pops up on the sidebar. It says, "The sex game your mom doesn't want you to know." As opposed to what exactly? As opposed to the sex game my mom does want me to know. Yeah. So last little note. I've been doing some research. Thank you all. Good. So I've been doing some research into sex before marriage, yeah, and I have identified two distinct benefits. First, you're having sex. Second, you're not married. Win-win. Right, that is my time. I have to check out and get out. Thank you all so much. Have a good night.
Give it up for Peter's Night Out. You know, there are lots of kids who haven't been having sex ed Have you guys thought about those poor fuckers? Sorry, they're not fuckers yet. You would hope they're not. There are some kids who were supposed to have sex ed in the spring at school, and then they went home and they missed it. Guys, there's like a whole swath of kids who don't even know that the pussy has a hole in it yet. Isn't that something that we might want more of in our youth? Just throwing that out there.
No child left behind, baby. No child left behind.
There's a very slim chance that children will know that a pussy has a dick-sized hole until we tell them.
The kids don't play doctor anymore, huh?
Typically a topical thing. Although I do remember my neighbor boy putting a stick in my dog's butt when I was 5. Next. Oh my God. Who's on the list? Who's on the list, guys?
Kevin Escobar.
All right. Coming at us. Let's just go to him. Kevin, just don't mention that you can't see the clock yet, okay, my friend? Let's give it up for Kevin Escobar.
I can put mine on. It's fine.
I got one. Just hold up. Just do your thing.
How much time is it?
4. You get 4.
Whatever. Just cut me off. I don't care. Anyway, hi. My name is Kevin Armando Escobar Escuero Campo Cardona. But you can just call me Kevin Escobar. I have to wear this Colombian jersey so people know I am Colombian. I am cultured. I'm not just a basic white guy. I speak Spanish. I might have blue eyes, but shit happens. I actually do stand up in Spanish too, and 99% of the time, I'm the tallest, whitest guy there. I'm also 6'4", by the way. So it's very scary to all these little, brown people there, right? So like, oh shit, ICE is here. So, I gotta calm them down. So everyone's been talking about sex stuff. That's very vulgar, but I guess I have my own. Has anyone here ever had a 3-way before?
Yes.
4-way.
Only 4
Never
ways.
3-way, only 4 ways. Yeah.
Gotta be divisible by 2 in my book.
It's a lot more work. I don't know. We'll wait till after Corona, but look, I've had a 3-way before. Involved myself and 2 young ladies, just like God intended. This is pick a god. It doesn't matter. Pick a god. But anyway, recently.
Pick a god.
Recently, my fiance and I were in bed. I'm on top. We're getting it on, and we also have 3 cats. So one of them decided to jump on the bed, and I guess they love big furry balls, and just swat at my sack. Now, I know it's not a 3-way to brag about, but I came super hard. It was amazing, but now we have to keep the door locked because she said so. So what about my orgasm, right, guys? Huh?
Your orgasm matters, man. Your orgasm matters.
Sir, there we go. Now, I guess I have another one. The strangest place I've ever had sex was in a girl's butt. I don't know if that counts. I was in high school. I was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like, I wasn't mature enough to like, "Oh, the butt is another hole," whatever. Now, we didn't know that she didn't know she had to clean it up first, this and that. I had a yeah. No, don't get ahead of me now. I was wearing a see-through condom, whatever. So I'm in there, and then you just hear the like macaroni and cheese sound, and then I pull it out, and it's all brown, and it has like a piece of lettuce on it.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then I threw up on her back. So.
Oh, man.
You guys on meth?
Wow.
And I never saw her after that. So I don't know. I guess she went to military school or something. I don't know. I didn't help her clean up. But I didn't come. What the fuck? All right, I got a minute. All right, so I don't have time for the Spanish bit. Fuck. All right, so anyway, the whole fight on abortion is when does life actually begin? And according to my Colombian mom, life does not begin until you move out of my fucking house, pendejo. So yeah, according to her, I'm only 5 years old. So yeah, that's been my time. I go by Sarcastic Arepa on all social medias. Muchas gracias. Have a good night. Thank you.
Bueno, mucho bueno. Mucho bueno, amigo.
Hi. I was thinking about Mexicans a lot today, guys. I was thinking about Mexicans. I was thinking like piñata sales are down. That sucks. But I had a fake. I thought for a second that I could make a point that Mexico was doing better at coronavirus than us, but they're not.
No.
But I was hoping they were, and I wrote a whole joke around the premise that they were, but they're not. So skip.
The wall would have helped.
It was glorifying Mexicans, but we'll just do that next time with some other topic. We just had a new audience member enter the room, and it sounds like they're in Too Fast, Too Furious, 2 Before Gotten equals 12. New audience member, can you mute yourself if you're like doing something funky over there? And if you aren't doing anything funky but laughing, can you unmute yourself right now, please, so we can hear your voice?
Oh, I forgot to say the last guy looked like Lord Voldemort.
We had to get it in.
It's nice to have something else because I can think of as one thing and I've said it 3 weeks in a row, so please chime in.
Doesn't count.
We're making good time. James Longshore, anything else in your world right now?
I got nothing at the moment.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Let's keep this comedy gang banging, man.
Let's bang the gang. Hey, his name. Trevor, are you in Portland? Chicago. Hey, look! Oh, look at that shirt! Introducing the Comedy 2020 T-shirt, now in limited edition. I bought 10 extras. If you want one, this guy bought one. Trevor, you want to show us your name on the back? I don't want to tell you what to do. Never mind. This suit jacket's great. Look at that shit. These are all the comics who participated. Trevor, I fucking love you, man. Thank you. There are almost 200 names on the back of that shirt, and everyone who was in Blue Mike who went to Comedy has their name in blue. Yeah, but anyway, otherwise, this is Trevor Gertensen. Let's give it up for Trevor out of Chicago.
So all the comedy clubs are starting to open up here in Chicago, which is great. And I was downtown, and I heard someone sneeze, and out of habit, I said, "Bless you." And the person turned to me and said, "Hey, I am an atheist." And unless you can excuse someone without pointing out their religion or lack thereof, I would suggest you don't say anything at all. I said, "Jesus." I realize there's a lot of issues with the way I look and can cause many problems. I realize that I live in a violent city, and if I happen to get murdered, it would automatically be written off as a suicide. Yeah, you got 17 times in the back. It's obviously a suicide. Look at him. He looks sad. Fun being an artist because everyone always tells you in your family, especially when you're growing up, they go, "Well, what's your backup plan?" Yeah, what's the backup plan? My mom said to me, she's like, if this whole comedy thing doesn't work out, you can always go back to school, maybe be something like a nurse. Yeah, because when you're in the hospital and someone tells you got to take blood and I walk in, that's not unsettling. Someone likes the vampire Lestat doing blood work. But this article said a 22-year-old girl was eaten alive by her pit bulls. And after that, people started saying, "See, that's why people shouldn't be allowed to own a pit bull. That's exactly the reason why." I was like, well, that's why she shouldn't be allowed to own a pit bull. Right? Because you have to have an animal that's appropriate for who you are. I have a 2-pound cat. Yeah, that way if it goes down, I can probably get out of there.
Oh my God.
There was this guy in Maine. He was taking his new dog for a walk. A bear came out of the woods. He punched the bear and kicked it. The bear ran away. That guy can own a pit bull. That bear. My mom got an email recently saying that if she did not give them $1,000 in Bitcoin, that they would release pornographic footage of her, which means that that footage is being released. Because my mom doesn't know what Bitcoin is. Now, it's obviously a scam, and she knows it's a scam. It doesn't bother me that someone tried to scam my mom. What bothers me is that I had to take 45 minutes out of my day to explain cryptocurrency to her. Never really believed much in the self-help books, but I heard this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it turns out that's Charles Manson's favorite book. Right? He used all the skills from that novel to get a bunch of people to join his cult and then go and murder for him. Then I found out later there was this guy in Russia. It was his favorite book. He used the skills from that book to get 60 people to trust him that he would later murder. Right? The only other person I know that's read this book is my girlfriend. And as far as I know, she hasn't killed anybody. Makes me think she's not much of a go-getter. A lot of bad advice when you're in long-term relationships. I remember we've been in a relationship for almost 10 years, and people told us we had to spice things up in the bedroom if we wanted to keep our relationship strong. So we ended up going to one of those sex shops to get a sex swing. That's how expensive the sex swings were, and we're like, how about a door swing? Right? We're amateurs. Let's take it down a notch. If you haven't had sex with the door swing, I'll explain how it works. Basically, you take all this bondage gear out of a box. You put it on the other person. You hang them on a door. Stare at each other uncomfortably. Then you take them off the door and have sex in the bed like a normal person. And now I know why she left. I'm at that age where a lot of my friends started having kids. And one of my friends called me up to me that his daughter had just learned stop, drop, and roll at her elementary school. And I thought that was really interesting. But I was like, I remember learning about the same age, but it's not very useful when you're in elementary school. I think they should teach stop, drop, and roll to kids in college. Because I don't know about anyone else here, but college was the only time I saw anyone light themselves on fire. A girl trying to light a bong. She accidentally lit her hair on fire. And at no point did she stop, drop, or roll. Yeah, she just sat there we threw water in her face. It is my opinion that if you see a child on fire, you set that child on fire. How much time do I have? Is that was there a light or?
You have, do you see this shot, the set clock?
I don't.
It's one of the grid tiles. You have 9 seconds.
Oh, well then, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Woo!
Wait, I need to put it back on grid view.
Man, how to win friends and influence people.
Yay for Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. How to win friends and influence people is like my Bible, but I guess I haven't been using it right because I haven't killed anybody yet. or won friends or influenced any people, so
none of it.
None of it is applying.
Dude, if someone is able to sit back and write a book about how to win friends and influence people, they've already become a big enough douchebag that I would never read anything they had to say.
Fair enough.
Oh, I think I've won enough friends and influenced enough people. Time to go buy a private island. Fuck you. Incremental growth. That's why we learn from each other. We are peers. Fuck yeah. Sorry, that's the teacher coming out in me, except for the bad language. What's up, James Longshore?
Teachers really should use more bad language. We'd pay more attention. We just would.
Right? We absolutely would. Who's next on the list?
Who's next?
Or they can just say hi. If you know you're next, you can just say hi, and then you'll show up, and then it's easier for me to spot you.
I am going to go re-up my coat.
Is it Adam Joyce?
Right?
Is that who's next?
It should
Like he said next. Guys, we're becoming such a savvy mic. I mean, I told this to one person in the room this week, and then they thought that I was a bad person. But I'm gonna need to admit it to everyone, guys. I've never done another mic, but this one, I know. I know I'm a bad person, but I did also like do the comedy thing, but I didn't. But so everything I have to say is just theoretical, but I think that we're getting really good with the way we do tech, except for all the shit that I'm doing wrong. But I have nothing to compare it to. I do watch the mics. I just haven't been performing. But okay, but now we know. So if you're up next and we're done bantering and there's like a silence and it's weird, if you don't say hi, it means I have to say something. But if you do say hi, it means I can easily smile at you. Fuck me for being a fucking teacher out of work and making you guys suffer as a result. Okay, hey. Fuck my life. I love you. It's Adam Joyce. Let's give it up for him.
Hey, yeah, I guess I'm one of the other people in this room who's been a teacher. I've taught iridology to homeopaths. If you don't know what that is, I don't have the time to explain it to you in 4 minutes. But let's just say it's modern voodoo. So lockdown's certainly getting interesting at the minute. They've told us here in the UK to try and get some normalcy to our lives. So it's August, which in the UK means most of the comedy scene is up at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So to try and capture the essence of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, I'm here doing a show at 2:30 in the morning to probably a greater number of people than would if I'd have gone to Edinburgh in the first place. So I think I'm coming out on top there, and it hasn't cost me £2,000 to do it. I'm getting incredibly lazy with this lockdown thing. I'm only working every couple of days at the minute. So most of today I have spent alternating between playing Super Nintendo and watching old wrestling videos. One of my friends said, "Oh, does that mean you're living your best life?" And I was like, "I fucking hope not," because if that is my best life, that means I peaked at 12. Like I said, I am working on and off at the minute, and my job, basically, if you've seen the Seth Rogen film Pineapple Express, just imagine that without the kooky costumes. That is the entirety of my job right now. And of course, because I'm dealing with the public, I have to wear a mask, and I'm starting to understand why people don't like wearing the damn things. It's a very selfish reason. Basically, I'm not generally the best groomed of individuals, and so my complaint about wearing a mask is I actually have to shave, otherwise it just really fucking irritates me. Anyone who saw me doing mics like 2 or 3 weeks ago would know I wasn't so much wearing a beard as my beard was wearing me. But I've but like I said, because of work, I've tidied up again, which is probably for the best, really, because I'm getting tired of comparisons I was getting. I mean, not the comparisons to all the heavy metal musicians, not the comparisons to every long-haired wrestler, not the comparisons to Weird Al Yankovic or Russell Brand. One that really, Johnny Depp ones. The comparison that really gets me every time is that the fact I'm compared to one half of everyone's favorite fictional family. I'm compared to Jesus a lot, which is really unsettling. I turned 33 last year. Although to be fair, I've not seen any invasion of Italian people, which is probably a good thing, because I feel that make me really cross and they just leave me hanging around. But it's not controversial, I say he's part of a fictional family, is it? I mean, I hope not, because I don't think it would be a controversial statement. I mean, it's a braver man than me that would climax by saying, Super Mario. I think I've gone completely off track from where I was going. Oh, sorry. It always surprises people that I'm not an atheist because of how much I knock religion. But I'm not, although a lot of religion does irritate me. You know, there's something about atheism that, you know, it just doesn't inspire the sort of belief that religion does. I mean, you know, you see all these terrorist bombers, you know, like, oh, in the name of Allah. I mean, what does an atheist do? In the name of Grayskull? Yeah, it's serious. Over the lockdown, I've gotten, like I said, I've gotten really lazy. I've before lockdown, my wife said I was working on a beer belly. I'm at the point now where I've got a full keg. I mean, in fairness, she's not doing much, but she's worried she's getting a second chin at the minute. I'm just, I mean, I love her regardless, just as long as she doesn't get a second face to go with it. But I've actually gotten so big, my work trousers, which were a little big on me, are actually fitting, which is worrying because, well, the problem with my work trousers, I bought them for the size I was, but apparently they're slightly bigger. I'm going with it's because it's the same sort of website that's used by a lot of construction workers, so they make it slightly bigger so they feel smaller and more attractive when they wolf whistle all those women on the street. Looking at the time, I'm pretty much done. I should probably end on a joke, let's face it, after 4.5 minutes. No. Sorry, this one went over well last week. What did you get if you cross Donald Trump, the royal family, and the Clintons? Taking off suicide watch. Just leave that one to hang there, shall I? Been emotional.
Wow.
That's some good shit. That's some good shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Adam Joyce. Thanks for joining us, Adam Joyce. I'm just
Adam.
Oh, wait, hold
Man,
on.
he's.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. He's got you got a full keg, huh?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Working on it.
I want to tap that.
Oh, baby.
Ew. How would you tap his keg? If you wanted to tap his keg, would you do it through the belly button?
I didn't think it through. I didn't think it through.
Okay.
I did not think it through. I will just admit that
I'm a
now.
practical person. Wow. Okay, I got it. Jesus Christ. Hey, Adam Joyce, where do you live right now? Are you in the UK? Are you in?
I am, yeah.
Are you in Scotland or England or
England.
Wales? You're in England. Okay. Okay. I was just thinking about another crazy sex story for you guys. I want like back when I first went to Europe. It was like in 2007. I met this guy in Manchester. He had like earmuffs, James Longshore. He had like never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. But anyway, but that's the best
heard
first
muff.
crazy
I like
sex
muff.
I ever had, and it was like up against the side of a church, like a church. It was like from 1200. But he had some issues with his face. So I was only 19 at the time, but the whole time I was doing it, I was like, please forgive me, God. I promise not to get pregnant on this one. Sorry. It was 15 years ago, guys. Give me a break. All right. Why do I confide in you? I'm looking.
Because you have no one else. That's why, Jolie. You got no one else.
I know my cat's coming at me, and I know he just wants to do it.
If you ring
Go
your
ahead,
bell.
pet your pussy. We'll wait. We'll wait. You can go ahead and pet your pussy.
I think like one of the dirtiest things I've ever said on here was that I don't call my vagina my pussy, but I do call it pussy juice because my cat loves to drink it.
Wow.
Guys, you forgot the worst in me. This isn't material I would have written if I was just hanging out by myself all year. God damn it. Quit molesting me, you 27 people. Who's next on the list? Hey.
Hey.
He's in Cleveland. Where is he now? Say hello, Spider Jones.
I'm actually back in Cleveland. I'm gonna be here for a while. As you can tell by my voice and my look. Yeah. Once again, I'm back here.
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland does rock. Unfortunately, it's between two really shitty cities inside of Ohio, so everyone just makes fun of it. I've only lived in Cleveland for 5 years, but like everything around Cleveland is just basically if like Detroit, West Virginia had a baby. It is, man. Like everyone shits on Cleveland because of like basically the Browns, but when you come to Cleveland, it's really nice. But the problem is, it's between these two really equally shitty cities called Toledo and Youngstown. And you know the city's bad when each city threatens children who are also bad to send them to the other city. Each thing. And like everyone knows about Ohio and Michigan, how they hate each other. Do anyone know why Ohio and Michigan hate each other outside of football?
Because they both suck.
Yeah. It's because of the city Toledo, which is the border of Ohio and Michigan. Toledo basically looks like you know how you like in the movies you see the two shitty people getting divorced and the wife wants to take that one thing the husband loves and it's a piece of shit, but she knows that the husband loves it. That's Toledo. Okay. Like it's horrible. Ohio is trash, and I know I live here, and I'm supposed to defend it, but I don't care. This is the only state with fucking yells out half its name, hoping that other assholes from the state, regardless of where you're from, finish spelling your state's name. We've all seen this. We've seen it at airports, hotels. They made a whole commercial about it. All you have to do is say OH, and some asshole will yell IO at the top of their lungs and then go back to eating their dinner at the Olive Garden. It is. I have proven this in multiple cities I've gone to. Okay, I was in Boston and I did this, and like they did like it's not true. And I stood up in a Boston bar, had Boston shit everywhere, and I went OH, and some asshole stood up IO, and I was like, you are trash, and I just sat back there. And then they had the nerve, the college itself had the nerve, I don't know if anybody remember this last year, to try and buy the word the, so that they could be officially the Ohio State University. You can't buy the, it's a normal fucking word everyone uses. Yes, we can. It is, and like they want to buy the just so they can say they are the Ohio State University. I was like, no, bitch, that's not how life works, but apparently it did, and they got stupid. Yeah. I've decided to give up. I know it's been 5 months since like all this shit happened, but today was the day I decided that 2021. I didn't get out of bed till 6:53 p.m. And then I immediately ordered Papa John's, and I know Papa John's is racist toward black people, but I had a coupon, so I'll go back to Haven tomorrow. Hey man, I saw on the account I had those Papa points, man. My pizza was $3, man, and I got some orange soda, so I'm being really shitty to my people while honoring them at the same time because it's orange. So it was a nice balance. Oh man, I don't know if it's just like I'm getting older or if I just don't care anymore. Like I'm 41, and I guess this is when if you're in a lot of trouble, you're supposed to have a midlife crisis. But the problem is, I was told when I was 22 that I was dying from a heart condition and that I wouldn't live past 24, and that's when I had my midlife. You can't have a midlife crisis at 22. Okay, you have alcoholism, you have a drug problem. You can't be, oh, I'm dying, let's do something stupid, and I went to learn how to skydive at fucking 22. You don't have a bucket list for a 40. Like I was looking at sports cars and other shit and spending my money, and like I was doing all the things that I just assume white people do when they're about to die. So I learned how to skydive. I took all the lessons. I did everything, and then I was walking to the plane. I looked like a Power Ranger with my red suit on. And literally walking up the steps of the plane, my brain went, "You're black, you can't do this." I was like, "You're right," and I just went home. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Woo, to you.
Wow.
Wash that Papa John's down.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jolie, you missed nothing on Saturday. It
Thank
was
you.
4 p.m. Jolie, I asked Jolie to do I host a local show here once a month, and we just started back up. And it was weird. Like the minute we started the show, everybody that was in the restaurant got up and left the restaurant, and then 4 people came in. But here's the weird thing: we streamed it, and we had like 10 people streaming it, which is the first time I've ever done that. And I was just like, "Wait, let me understand this. You didn't want to come to this show, but then I sold tickets to the next show, and it was already 15 people that bought them." I was just like, I hate all of you. I hate Cleveland. I hate them.
Yeah, so his point, which he actually didn't say, was that he invited me to show up at that show.
Yeah.
But it was like, I'm not going to say my excuse to everyone. Guys, I didn't show up to the show. But I told him, I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm still trying to figure that out too, Spider. I'm kind of concerned. Never mind. I'm not gonna pander. I'm not gonna pander with my fears. Fuck it.
No, I understand. It's kind of weird. Like I said, like even when I was traveling, I'm back here. It's kind of weird to do comedy live. You haven't done it in a while, and with everything going on, but we have everything very distance, and I clean everything up.
Oh yeah, no, it's not about that. It's about driving 40 miles on the night I'm supposed to be teaching myself how to get Zoom to stream back live to Facebook again, which it now can't after last week. But that's my excuse. But fuck it. I also really love the virtual sphere, and I might just double down on it because I think that it's the future, and I want to invest in it. But you can always come out here to me in Oberlin, Ohio, and co-host right here next to me.
Let me know. I'll ride out.
You wanna come right here, Spider? Maybe we can schedule that for October.
We'll figure it out.
You're gonna have to ingratiate yourself for another 8 episodes first. All right, Jesus Christ, what time is it? It's 9:09. Okay, how many people do we have left on the list?
A lot.
Really?
A lot. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
Are you kidding me? No stinking way.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, you know why? Because I integrated all the waitlist people with the people in the regular list, but waitlist people, once we get to the end of the list, we're going to divide the time we have left by the number of you that are in the room, and that's how much time you get. And that starts after Keith Sizemore. Okay. Fuck, we do. No, we don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's go to Hetty.
Two,
Okay, we're
four,
going to start powering through. Hey guys, she's from
10.
Philadelphia. She's really tall. She's a mom. She's a mom of a cat. Hey,
Philly in the house.
Hey, Sandberg.
Philly.
Kick
it.
Don't ask where the shot clock is. Don't ask where the shot clock is.
Oh, you unspotlighted me. Should I?
And I need to hear
I
the
did.
weirdest.
I accidentally asked to make you host. Okay, thanks for saying
And
that.
I have not heard weirdest or hottest sex answer in quite a while.
Yeah, he waits till he gets on the chick to say he hasn't heard it in a while.
Hey, I'm an honest guy.
Okay, guys. How are we, everyone? Great. Fine, samesies. Are you guys familiar with babies? This is the crowd work we're doing. Anyone? You're on gallery view, FYI.
Woo!
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Someone's like, I've heard of a baby before. Okay, I'm gonna do a little spoiler alert for you guys. Babies, there's no point to them, okay? Like, if you're like, ooh, I love being bored and having no money, get you a baby, okay? That's what you want. That is perfect for you. I have 5 nieces and nephews, and I was hanging out with my sister, and unfortunately, she had to bring her little 8-month-old baby along because it's like illegal to leave them alone. Such a stupid law. And so we're taking a walk, all 3 of us. And I was like, looking at my niece, and I was like, I don't understand, okay? What is the point of you? Guys, my niece, not lively, not exciting. The whole time I was there, this little bitch is just on her back staring at me. And I was like, oh, that's actually just like Auntie Hetty during sex. So clearly, they are related. And she's now my favorite niece. So I'm super proud of her. I know how to get on top though. Ladies, you ever ride dick so hard your boobs get whiplash?
Yes.
Yeah, Christy, I fucking knew
Yeah.
that. I know. Okay, let me tell you a little secret though about when you ride the D, okay? What you should really be doing if your man's like, ooh, baby, put on a show for me. Put on Netflix, watch The Great British Baking Show. You will come like that, I swear to God. And then the best thing to do, you should reverse cowgirl and then watch it because you don't want to see his stupid face. You want to put Paul Hollywood. Everyone, anyways, I have weird fetishes, I guess. That's what I'm getting at. Guys, actually, I've started seeing someone, and it's my former college fuck buddy. And it's like kind of random how we like got together again. But I like us together now because I feel like, now we're all like, we're grown up, we're mature. Because we used to just be like a couple of 20-year-olds having mediocre sex in a twin bed. But now we are a couple of 30-year-olds having mediocre sex in a queen bed. So that decade really does make a difference. It's been great. He's actually shorter than me. I wish this was live so you could see how tall I am. I'm 6'2". He is get ready for this shit. He is 5'9". Ugh. Somebody like, that's so tall. No, that's not tall. That is short as shit.
Yeah, I'm 5'9".
That's like a noticeable height difference, okay? Like it's just like, what are you like? You're so cute, kind of thing. I like wasn't so comfortable with my height, so like when we first got together back then, I like texted one of my like really short dude friends, and I was like, "Ooh, is it okay to sleep with someone who is shorter than me?" And he said, "Hetty, it's all the same when you're horizontal." And I was like, like to this day, that's the best statement I've literally ever heard in my life. That's so true. If you think about it, his bed is tall. Okay, I need to get on my tiptoes to get in his bed. This motherfucker has to pole vault into his own fucking bed. And I was like, what were you thinking? You can't. But we can't do doggy on it. Like he can't bend me over. Like I don't know, whatever. Physics, that doesn't work. Okay, so what has to happen is I, like the lady I am, I have to put my face on his fucking floor and put my ass up in the air, and I'm like, you are welcome for that angle, okay? That's what we do together. I love being so tall, though. I think it's the fucking best thing in the world. Like sometimes, I don't know why, I think about short women, and I'm like, how do you live with yourself? Okay, like what do you have to be grateful for? You're like, thank you, Jesus, for these extremely inconvenient T-Rex arms. Like, what? You can't, I have to reach everything for you. It's so, and also, how do you get stuff on the top shelf and then ask me to get it done in your own house? What were you doing before? That's just, I'll just say that. 30 seconds, nice. Guys, I actually feel safest though when I walk with my petite girlfriends. I'm like, bitch, they taking you first. Like, you're meant to fit in the trunk of a car, okay? Like, I want to gain you some weight to be on the safe side. I think people like to walk with me because I'm like really intimidating, which is a nice way of saying I have resting bitch face. Thank you. But really like Thumbelina, like you're my bodyguard. Okay, that's how that works. So guys, that's my time. My name is so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks,
nice.
Hetty.
Thank you.
Let's just move it along because I'm
Yeah.
getting scared right now.
Remember at the beginning of the show when I was talking about being around people on meth who are puking all over my place of work? I have to go there right after this.
Yummy. Yummy.
Yummy. Yummy. Yeah, I love when they puke right before lunch break because I'm like, good. I'm not hungry, but I'm also not anorexic. I'm just not gonna, or not bulimic. I'm just not gonna eat because I just saw the meth addict puke in front of me. Thanks for helping me lose my appetite at the perfect time of day every day. Meth addict. Okay, fine. I've never done meth before, so I shouldn't be talking about meth. I don't think you should talk about something unless you've experienced it. That's my 2 cents. Except having babies, right? Heading is fuck all them. Fuck all this. Fuck them real good. Oh my God, guys. I actually did make the disclaimer that this is the blue mic. This is a bad place, guys. It's a really bad place. Okay. Hey, is Ned Arnold in there?
Yes.
Is Ned Arnold? Is there a Ned Arnold?
What are you doing, Ned? Hey.
Has anyone seen Ned on the list? Okay. That's the second week that Ned fucked us over. So Ned, you're gonna be on the wait list next week. Okay, next up. Hey, it's Julian. He's here. Hey, let's walk over to Blue Mike. Woo!
And in the name and in the name of equality, I want to hear your hottest, weirdest sex.
All right. I had something set for today, but yeah, everybody's been throwing some fucking fire.
Sorry, Jenna.
Freestyle the shit out of this. First of all, I'm from Jersey too. I'm from Trenton. I'm from the part of Jersey where nobody likes to come in.
Where you switch the train.
If people would just stop coming in New Jersey, we wouldn't have any more New Jerseyans.
Yes.
Well, like most of y'all, I'm also a teacher, not professionally, but I taught most of my high school classmates how to roll the joint, a blunt, all of it. So I consider myself a teacher.
Yeah. True skills.
No, for real. I'm not even tooting my own horn, but toot, motherfuckers. I can fucking roll me a joint, a spliff, whatever the fuck. I'll roll me a rug full of weed if I have to. I will say one of the strangest sex stories I ever had. I'm 32, so this happened when I was 19. I went to a house party in Princeton, New Jersey. If anybody know about Princeton, New Jersey, it's bad and bougie. like the rich people, rich kids, this kind of party. So I was 19. It was a Princeton University frat party. And I met a girl there. We hit it off. We was drinking like I was drinking. I'm not a drinker. I'm a smoker. But that day I was drinking, trying to be cool, you know. I ended up hooking up with this one girl, and it was a frat. So we went to a room in a frat, and you know we got it in. But we was there easily like 2.5 minutes. You know what I mean? I was game. The best I ever dished out. Well, anyway, so after we finished, like we were, like I said, we was drunk. So when I got up, like I was kind of fucked up, and she was kind of like, she was still laying there. Like 2.5 minutes was fucking good for her. So I'm being honest. This was me 19. I was a piece of shit. It's not who I am now. I would never do this shit. So anyway, I go through her pockets and I noticed like a stack of money. So I took that shit. And I left. I told the person I came into the party with, hey dude, let's go right now. So we go, and I didn't even check the money. I didn't count it. All I know is I went there. I mean, I was out. So I get to my house, and once I start counting money. I'm like, damn, this girl, you know, this girl have money. So I go put it in my wallet, and it was the fucking money in my fucking wallet. Yeah, she was that fucking good, but obviously not that good that she must have. Usually you put it away before sex, you know. But yeah, man, no, this is a true story. It really happened to me, and I was like, like the whole ride home, I was telling my boy, oh, I just robbed her, bro. Easily a couple $100, man. Yeah, as soon as I get to the house, man, I count. I'm like, yo, she had the same amount of money I had. So yeah, that was yeah. That was, I guess, the first time I ever paid for sex. Not
You got the money back guarantee is what you got.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing I ever did. I know what you call, Heidi said, fuck babies, but it's like, that's like the best stage for kids. I'm a parent of two, a 10 and a 5-year-old. And then after baby stages, like once they start talking and walking, like fuck those kids. Fuck those kids. Because at least a baby, you just feed them, shake them, not shake them really hard. You do your best, you know. They go to sleep, they shit, you change them. It's like, it's a pattern. But after a while, you know, it's like, my daughter at one, and no lie, she learned how to potty before she was 2. She learned how to walk before she was 1. So she developed quick. So my point of saying all this is fuck toddlers, man. You know what I mean? Point blank. How much time I got? Because I do not see the time. I'm
19 seconds.
19? That's more than enough time for me, baby. So, anyway.
12 seconds.
I'll say this one little quick one line and I'm out. Is it holy water only when Jesus washes his hands with it first? Holy water.
Oh yeah? Did they find some of that in there? Did they find some of that hidden into the church? Hey, give it up to Leon! I think we should fuck all the babies and all the toddlers, but then I think when we get to the high schoolers, we should teach them that they are unfuckable. All of them. That's only education for me.
Don't even tell them there's a hole. Don't even tell them there's a hole.
Don't even tell them there's a hole.
Oh, yeah.
They're learning it from us. I wonder if that's like a Google filter I can put on my browser. No vagina holes for me, Google.
No, that's on my Tinder.
Just the hole. Because I mean, vaginas look friendly until you know what lies within. All right. They're always like, that's my impression of vagina. Okay. They do have really friendly smiles. Okay, let's go to our next comedian. Okay, fine. Who is it? His name is it's Harvey Starter.
Hey,
He's
hello.
like, Las Vegas. Woo, hey, Harvey.
Hi. Hopefully you can hear me this week.
Yep.
Excellent. How's it going, everyone?
Awesome.
I guess in the spirit of the mic, I should start by telling you where I've had the weirdest sex. And I think it's a toss-up between either a graveyard at midnight or the toy aisle, getting a blowjob at the toy aisle in a Kmart. The most shocking thing, both times, same woman. I do miss her. I mean, she was fantastic in bed. But don't just take my word for it. You can also, if you don't believe me, ask everyone else she was sleeping with. That was, they'll back me up. So, I read this weird news story recently about sex, actually. I found it fascinating. They've concluded, they did a poll of a bunch of women, and they concluded that when women have sex with other women, they have a 91% chance of having an orgasm. But when they sleep with men, they only have a 12% chance. Now, I've got some thoughts about this poll. My first thought is, duh. Is anyone surprised by this? The only thing that surprised me was for men, it was 13% higher than I thought it would be. I think it's because for us men, sex is easy, right? I mean, it's a dick. It's not hard to operate. It's just up and down, up and down. I mean, it's so easy. A child could do it. Just ask R. Kelly. But for women, it's a bit more complicated. For women, it's a bit more complicated. It's not up and down, up and down. It's more like up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Nice. All the noise in the room. Thank you. Thank you. But still, though, man, that's insane. 12%? Guys, we got to step up our game. So you know what we got to do, guys? You know what we got to do? We got to eat more pussy. That's what we got to fucking do, guys. That's what we've got to fucking do. I don't want to hear any of this bullshit, thinking that you're too good for it. I don't want you acting like DJ Khaled that you're too good to eat pussy. You're not DJ Khaled. You've not earned what DJ Khaled has, diabetes. But, fat joke, thank you. I can make those jokes because I'm also fat. I will say this, though. I get why some men don't want to go down on women, though. I mean, ladies, not to be mean, but let's face it, you're a cooter Guy Fieri, and you're not technically taking us to Flavor Town, all right? And don't get me wrong, I love eating pussy, I do. I mean, look at me. I'm fat. I'll eat anything. But outside of the bedroom, it's not a flavor I really go seeking. It's not like I'm, go to the movie theater back when those were a thing. And you're like, you want some butter in your popcorn? No. Give me some more of that pussy flavor. Give me some more of that shit. Thank you. Like, no, remember movie theaters? No. I will make this request though, because I try to keep myself groomed, and I do like women. You got to do a bit of grooming. I've noticed lately, and by notice I mean I've watched a lot of porn recently, is that women, when it comes to grooming, they tend to take two extremes. I know we live in a very politically left and right thing, but I don't think that needs to apply to all areas of life. Like I've dated a few women who do the completely shaved thing, and I fucking hate that shit. That shit terrifies me, right? Because it's this weird prepubescent Lolita shit going on. I see that shit, and I'm like, I feel like a bouncer of the nightclub. I feel like I need to check for ID. Like you gotta name 3 Nirvana songs or get the fuck out of my car.
That's a good one.
Pay an extra. Or you have the other extreme, women who don't shave at all, like you unzip their pants, it's like a pop-up book, like like they drop their pants and there's just like an afro pick sticking out their underwear. That's always discomforting. Gotta get a machete. At this point, it's no longer foreplay, it's an expedition. So I'll leave you with this. I guess they also passed a new thing here in Nevada now, where on your license plate, you can go to the DV, on your license plate, you can get a picture of your baby put on your license plate. Please don't. Please don't. I mean, I don't mind if your child gets abducted. That's one less shitty kid I have to deal with. But I'm just saying, if I don't want to see your ugly ass kid on Facebook, I definitely don't want to see them on stuck in traffic on the 15th. Keep that shit to yourself, Karen. All right, my name is Harvey Starr, and you've been fantastic. Thanks very much.
Yay! Woo, Harvey!
Yeah. the extra added benefit of pussy is that eating pussy is that it's keto.
What about the hair, though? We don't really eat. Alright, we should eat the hair either, guys. Don't eat the pussy. Like every
It's keto, so eat more pussy, lose more weight.
James, how's your bush looking? How's your bush looking these days, James? What's your
How's my
style?
who looking?
Your
My
bush,
hoo-ha?
your bush.
Out of control as always.
Right? I mean, Harvey, we just went through a quarantine, man. Okay, can we show some? Can we like have some love? Because like a lot of us are in that point of reckoning where we haven't had sex. I mean, okay, you guys know me. I haven't had sex since like November, and that's why I'm so fucked up right now. But a lot of us, we haven't really shaved our bush because we haven't really seen many people, right? Is that just me, guys? Is anyone else on the fence about whether to shave or get cornrows?
Not since breakfast.
Like the cornrow thing, like I thought it was a good idea. Like I wanted,
believe
like
that's cultural appropriation.
Exactly. Well, see, yeah, well, I mean, everyone can get cornrows, but we should agree they are a thing that goes onto a skull, right? So I don't want to put cornrows on anything that someone's gonna fuck. I know it's the kind of thought process that only happens when you show up at Blue Mike every week for 4 days. All right. Who's next on the list? It's oh, Adam, are you in the room? Adam Coonan? There he is. Adam Coonan. He joined us for Blue Annex a couple times, and he might have been here too. I don't even remember. Hey, here he is. Let's welcome him to Blue Mike, Adam Coonan.
Adam!
Thank you. Yeah, no, this is a first time for me as well, so I'll try not to cry. Spider brought up Youngstown and Toledo. I know Toledo's shitty because it's halfway between DC and Wisconsin, so I stop there every year. I know Youngstown's shitty because Bruce Springsteen wrote a song about it. He only writes songs about cities you want to leave and AIDS, so that's pretty. Yeah, Jolie, excuse me, said before that the kids aren't getting the sex education or whatever, and I just wanted to clear up some misinformation. I have yet to see a pussy hole that isn't way bigger than a penis. I'm just saying. Eddie, nice to see you here. I have a 2-month-old, and you're right. They're the worst. Real inconsiderate. But I actually got my wife pregnant the same month I started doing stand-up, so clearly I got to work on my timing. So, yeah, I do. I didn't think this would bother me, but it actually does bother me a little bit when people say fur baby now. So the thing is, if I take your fur baby on a drive out into the woods and throw it out the window, it might live. If 90s cinema taught me anything, it might even make its way home. I can't leave my baby in a crib with a blanket without it killing itself. So that's a thing. I thought I had anxiety before I had a kid. Oh man, it stresses you out. I put a car seat in, so I wanted to do the good dad thing and read the entire instructions. And the first 3 pages are just warnings about how your baby's gonna die. Like, put the head pad in, otherwise his brain will bleed. Or, make sure it's level, otherwise the deck will snap. Or make sure it's clipped in good, otherwise if you crash, it'll fly through the passenger seat, kill your wife, and you'll die alone. So that was a rough one. Yeah. Having a kid too, I worry about things I never used to worry about, like nuclear war, especially living in DC, we're a #1 target. I'm especially worried because it's gonna be kind of embarrassing. The last time nukes went off, it left these like shadows of people in wartime Japan going about their business. We're in a quarantine, so it's just gonna be neckbeards masturbating for us, just all over the walls everywhere. Oh my god! It's gonna be really embarrassing for us Americans. I mentioned before, I mentioned before I am in fact from Wisconsin. We've got a bit of an accent there. Some people know Fargo. Everybody thinks it's sweet, like, oh, come on in from the cold and have some cheesy potatoes. I worked in a lot of really shitty bars, so I know it sounds a lot more like, and I told that bitch I'd cut her fucking face. Jesus, Meemaw. Calm down. Cut off. Right after the quarantine, you'll be happy to know that most Wisconsinites were just in the bar. It's almost like an entire state was your alcoholic uncle. Just one more, and then we'll go home. And then 3 years later, it's like, that shit's a conspiracy. It's the fucking CIA. I'm not wearing a mask. Tyranny. That was fun. Wisconsin's so drunk. I had a boss a long time ago who he pushes his glass towards me when I was bartending, and he goes, "My only problem is that my drink is empty." And I thought, just the one? Just that one problem? So the lien on your car and your divorce don't make the list, huh? Yeah. What else? My wife's a teacher. She's off work right now on maternity leave. That's fun. But I asked her one time, what do you think's the best teaching method? She's like, well, the Socratic method, right? Call, response, question, answer with the student. It's like, but you missed something. She said, what? I was like, they fuck you afterwards. You didn't know that? That's what the philosophers did. I wonder if you would remember your lesson better, or if you would just forget everything that came before that. I don't know. I forgot to set my timer, so Jolie just go like that or whatever.
It's done. Oh. You're getting the fireworks already, baby. But it's
okay.
it's a good timing for it.
Thank you.
Oh my God! Wait, give me a chance to put it back on grid view so we can clap for this guy. All right, let's give him some applause. Woo! God damn. Oh my God. I think you might win for the darkest joke I've heard in these 14 weeks.
All 14?
Let me just paraphrase, because I think there are some people that maybe didn't follow along with that. So do you mind if I just paraphrase it?
No, that's fine.
Because it's a visual that I want to stick in everyone's minds until we meet again next week. So what he was saying that when a nuclear bomb goes off, it basically incinerates and obliterates humans, and all that's left is the shadow of them, which is like the carbon from their carbon-based life form, like spewing against a wall in the shape that they took when the bomb exploded. And he said it was going to be a bunch of like bearded hipsters masturbating alone in their rooms. Okay.
That is great.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to paraphrase it, but I just it gave me a certain pleasure, and thank you very much for that.
Happy to give you pleasure anytime.
Oh my God. James, you doing good over there, James?
I am fan-fucking-tastic, as always.
I know we kind of put the octane on. We're kind of moving along quick, but it's okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Gang, bang, gang, bang, gang, bang. Bang, bang, I ain't got enough.
I mean, God, talk about someone I want to bang. Coming up next, he's straight out of Queens, but he's up in upstate New York this week. It's
Queens
Rampantly!
in the house! Cuisines.
Yeah.
Queens cuisines.
Yes, bang, bang, bang. All right. So, weirdest place I've ever had sex. I had sex on somebody's front lawn in the middle of the day. Yeah. Actually up not too far from where I am right now. It was fantastic. So something says wholesome, like good old-fashioned fornication out in the field. Beautiful stuff. Gotta love being a hick from upstate New York. It's yes, that's it. Say la vie. Just carpe diem the shit out of somebody on another person. Oh I know. Yeah. I have sleep apnea. I don't know if you guys know what sleep apnea is. It's a disease. It's a condition where when you go to bed, your body tries to kill you. That's not what the doctors will tell you. They try to put it in more medical terms. So basically, when you shut your eyes to go to sleep and drift off in the dreamland, your body decides that that's the time it's going to kill you. It's like you shut your eyes and then your body goes, get him. And that's what happens. You ever get choked out? Do you ever get choked out by your own body? It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun at all. I'm like, this is not how sex works. I don't know what's going on right now. It's frightening, man. It's frightening. I never knew that I had an issue until I got tested. When you go to get tested, they actually strap you up to a bed with a bunch of wires. Like they only need 3 wires when they kill somebody by electrical shock. They only use about 3 wires. Okay. When I went for my sleep study, I had about 2,000 wires and plugs all hooked up to me. I looked like the remake of Frankenstein. And they tell you just to relax, just drift off, just go to sleep, just relax. Like, this is how I always relax in a hotel room that's in a hospital with 3 cameras and the orderly is staring at me while I sleep. That's exactly how I love to calm down just after a nice hard day and get freaked out when I'm trying to go to sleep. That sounds like yeah. That's actually why I like when I get choked. That even means. When I got the test results back, they said I would have an episode. I would wake up 39 times in an hour. I would only sleep 21 minutes an hour, and this went on for weeks and months at a clip. You know who else sleeps 21 minutes an hour? People that do meth. That's who sleeps 21 minutes an hour. I have the same sleeping patterns as someone who is addicted to drugs, like a drug addict. That's how I sleep, like I am on drugs. It's not fair. It's not fun. It's fucking terrible. Like, I can't just drift off in the dreamland like Adam or Jolie or Ben or anybody else that's in here. Like, I can't just go right to sleep. Like, I have to strap in and saddle the fuck up with a mask. Like, I gotta wear a fucking mask. There are clamps, there are levers, there's fucking Velcro. You ever see somebody that has to put on Velcro? You'll never take them seriously. Like, if a doctor comes in, gives you a diagnosis, and you look down to see Velcro shoes, you're like, you know what? I'm all set. Nobody in Velcro should ever be taken seriously, but that's how I have to live. Strap in, saddle up with the fucking Velcro. It's too much, man. You know how annoying that is when I gotta go to sleep and I gotta make sure I got my fucking headgear on? Headgear, not just like a little, that's it. No, I gotta strap in, saddle up with fucking headgear. It's uncomfortable. It has to be right next to my bed. It's a giant fucking contraption. When I bring girls home, I gotta pray to God that they think it's fucking
Show it to us, baby.
It's not something simple. It is a contraption that has to be next to my bed. It can't be anywhere else. It has to be next to my bed if I want to sleep and I want to live. Like, that's what I need. That's what I need. When I bring girls home, I gotta pray to God that they think it's a fucking sex toy. Like, that's the kind of girl that I need to bring home. Like, just a dumb fucking like that. I can't. Don't ask questions. What kind of answers do you want? Yeah. So I need this machine to breathe because when I go to bed, my body tries to kill me. You want to make a girl dry? Tell her that you have a sleep apnea machine at home. That'll really do the trick. It's like telling girls that I have a sleep disorder makes me sound. It's like when you squeeze a sponge and you just try to get all the moisture out of it. Like, that's exactly what you hear. Like, it's so hard to fucking date. It's so hard to date. Where do you find a girl that'll have in her profile, I want to get fucked by a dude that looks like Bane but also sounds like Darth Vader? Like, where is that? Am I gonna have to go to Comic-Con? Am I gonna start looking for girls that are into cosplay? All right, you guys have been great. Thank you.
Comic-Con, nice.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Thanks, Ralph Anthony. Thanks, Ralph. Woo! Maybe it would help if you slept on screen next time during the show and had 30 of us watching you. Maybe it would help you to feel more normal doing it.
I'll bring the laptop to my bedroom. Thank you.
You're welcome to.
Teamwork.
You're welcome
Make
to
it
do it.
teamwork.
Yeah. Awesome. Stephen Osborne. Hey. Let's clap for him. Hey, he's next
Yeah,
up.
Steven! Woo! Love Steven.
What's up, guys?
All right. Our man in Germany.
That is me, yes. This one time, like when I first started doing stand-up, this girl like came up to me and like one of my friends, and she was just like, "Yeah, that's really hot what you're doing up there. If I didn't know you, I'd totally go home with you." But unfortunately, she did know me, so she did not. I don't know. Maybe it's the Borat impressions in 2020 that did it. You know. I did get her to go to do a dog tarot card reading for me, because in Amsterdam there is actually a place where you can go to get tarot cards read for your dogs. So I got her to get a tarot card reading for her very real dog, Stephen Osborne. He is a Schnauzer mix, you know. I just wanted to see what would happen, and apparently Stephen Osborne, the dog, is very loyal, likes to be scratched behind the ears, and might have worms. So that's accurate. She was also like, oh, this tarot card means that your dog's an alcoholic. That's confusing. And I was actually very impressed. Invest in tarot cards, man, especially for dogs. I've been thinking recently about my ideal future, and I think it would be as a polyamorous house husband, just like taking care of someone else's kids, you know, hunting for food and berries and whatnot. And they just refer to me as the house goblin. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, or the kitchen goblin. I just like hang out in the kitchen, and sometimes I'm just like grabbing their legs from under like the sink and like, yeah, and like they're like, Mom, the house goblin's drunk again. And I'm like, come here, you little shit. I'm gonna tell you about the time I was a sexy single girl in your area. So let me tell you about the time I was a sexy single girl in your area, because Corona has been hard on everybody, you know. I lost my job as a professional boxer, by which I mean I was putting women's underwear into boxes, which was a cool job for a pervert like me. But I had to get a more like serious, less ridiculous job because of Corona. So I became a sexy single girl in your area. I don't know if you spend a lot of time on porn sites, but if you ever got any like weird messages from a runaway nun named Constance Shoeleather, that was me, and I am very sorry. That job didn't last very long, though. Honestly, like they said the stuff that I was writing was too weird and creepy. I can give you some examples, I guess. The first one, I'll start out with one they liked. Hello, name in city. I accidentally put my hand in a blender. Whoops! Now I can't do push-ups or finger myself properly. Can you help me? And they were like, yeah, everybody wants to be some fingerless girl's hero. That makes sense. Here's where it got a little dicey. The next one was, I like my steak rare and my dick raw. Either way, there will be blood. Anyway, the weather is forecast to be really nice tomorrow. Want to go for a walk and smack me around a little? I know that sounds bad, but I'm not being misogynistic because I am the girl in this situation. I can't be held accountable for that. And they were just like, maybe don't mention blood or abuse. And I was like, you fucking wish. I'm just getting started over here. This is the one that got me fired. Ugly, beautiful, confident, desperate. None of that matters ever since my ex-boyfriend blinded me in an acid attack. Now all I can do is feel, and it is very sexy. I am a labyrinth of holes that must be filled. I am a tube. I am a fleshlight. I am endless. And they were just like, this one is too... No, we cannot use this one. So that was my 2020. You guys ever think the name for carpet comes from what happens if you leave your pet in the car for too long? You just have a fur rug, basically. No, I don't know. I've been very thankful for headbands recently because I don't think I'd be able to go for my morning run at 6 a.m. with a jug of wine if not for the headband, which is the, you know, universal symbol of I'm not running from anything. I'm just exercising. And I think Jackie Chan would agree with me. You know, I've been watching a lot of Jackie Chan movies lately, and he does all these backflips. He climbs up walls and shit. But you know what I noticed? You never actually see any money fall out of Jackie Chan's pockets while he's doing that, and it makes me wonder if they're really paying the man what he's worth. You know, it makes me sad. All right, I think that's basically my time. So thank you. I guess weirdest sex I ever had. I got pegged in a porta potty once. There's no story behind that. We both just did it for a story, which means there's actually no story. Like, ironically, and neither of us actually enjoyed it. So I don't know. It's fine.
Cool.
And as for best sex, I guess I'm gonna have to take Hetty's answer and say fuck babies. I don't know. All right, thanks.
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
It's okay. Keep those Borat impressions up because it's going to come back in style.
Retro.
No, not retro, actually. And now I can tell the people, I have to swear the people remaining in this room to secrecy because I signed an NDA, but they're making a new Borat movie.
With Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yes, and I know that because NDA again, I filmed a scene from it a couple weeks ago in Bucharest, which is doubling for America.
You just say
that's
the
an
word
interesting concept.
NDA when you want us to not tell anyone. You just say NDA. Wow.
Yeah, NDA.
That's how they do it that's how they do it in Eastern Europe, guys.
Yeah, it's like
That's how
you
the
have to,
pros do it.
like how a cop has to tell you he's an undercover cop if you ask.
Right, exactly.
Let's move on. Hey guys, I accidentally skipped Josh DiDonato. He was also toggling in and out of the room because he's having some difficulties, but he's here now, so we have to give it to him. So let's do it. Let's give it to Josh DiDonato, and we're gonna. I think toward the end of the. Oh, man, guys, we have 12 minutes left. Whatever, fine. We'll go late. I just want to have a nap, or maybe I'll fall asleep and let James host the whole thing. But
I don't know if that's a good idea, but
it's just it's a tech that's hard, and I do need to nap before I go to work. Okay, hey, it's Josh. Hey, Josh. Wee, let's give it up for Josh. Hey, you.
All right.
And you shaved. Cute.
Woo, Josh.
I did. Yes, I don't usually have a mustache. That was just a bad mistake. Yeah, and thanks for getting me on before the sun goes down. The power's out here, so I'm on my dying phone here. This better. I'm going to try and make it worth it. Donald Trump last week said that Joe Biden, if he's elected, is going to hurt the Bible and hurt God. So I don't know if Joe Biden can hurt God. That's on you, God. You got to step up your game, son. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, there's this thing that's been happening the last few days where all these people who are like supposedly on the left are like shit posting about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Which, if you're not a Trump person, I really don't understand what that's for. Like with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, not my top choices. I wish it was Elizabeth Warren and Andrew Yang. But I feel like it's kind of like if you're dating someone and you say like, she just uses the word literally so much. I think I should just shove my dick into a wood chipper. I think that's the smart play. I don't know. I just really am looking forward to another presidency where like we don't necessarily hear about the president every single day. You know what I mean? Like with Obama and even Bush, it's like there were days where we wouldn't hear about those guys. Every day for the last 4 or 5 years is just, well, certainly since he's been president, is just dependent on like the feelings and whims of this one guy. And I just wish that like with Joe Biden, it's not going to be like that, that question like, oh, what did the president do today? Well, the answer will be like, re-entered the Paris Climate Accords, reestablished friendly relations with Canada. Damn you, Joe Biden! Damn you to hell! There's this thing. I don't know if you guys remember. Donald Trump ran against this lady named Hillary Clinton, and people would say like, oh, she can't have a woman president. She'll be so emotional. Women are so emotional. I mean, Donald Trump is the most emotionally unstable, erratic. Donald Trump has been like showing PMS symptoms for like 5 years, not for like a few days at a time or a week, but like 5 years straight. He's just been like emotionally unstable, erratic, prone to fits of rage, never admits he's wrong. I don't know. I just, there's something else about that, but it's so dark I can't see my notes. All right. Anyways, that's a new idea. I don't even know where I am on time. What do we got?
111.
Okay. God damn it. You know what? Oh, okay. I'll say a quick thing. There was a period of time when I left LA and then I moved back and I got back on Tinder. And I remember the first Tinder profile I saw when I was back in LA. First word of the profile said, "If you know Jesus, let's talk." And I thought, wow, I really am back in LA, where people use you for networking. Thanks. Good night.
Yeah, that's right. Cheers. Woo! We're going to move it along because we got 3 more comics who are on the regular list, and then we've got a list of a number of comics who weren't on the regular list, many of whom are still in the room. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the next 3 comics, and then we're going to split the remaining. Okay, sorry, I'm talking really fast, but I have to do some stuff at 10 o'clock. But how about this? Let's do the last 3 who are on the real list, and then what I can do is I can either pass hosting over to James, so because I cannot be here from 10 to 10:30 because I have to get ready for work. But we can still leave the mic going if you guys want.
Walmart is calling. Walmart calls.
No.
I understand now why you didn't tell us.
But I'm still gonna keep so let's do the last 3, and then we can still keep it going. And James, I can make you the host if you want, and you can decide when you want to end the room. Do you want to just do it like that?
Yeah, I can take
do that?
over.
I know.
How techie do I have to be?
You don't have to be techie at all, because if people are just civil, we don't have to even spotlight. People just don't talk over each other. We don't have to spotlight. Whatever, you can figure it out if you want. And guys, where James is, it's like 4 in the morning right now. So, so we're gonna, So thank you, James. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next comic. It's Joe Everard. He's a really cool guy. He's also a really talented musician, and he's coming to us from Salt Lake City. I love Joe. It's Joe. Whee!
Hi.
Yo.
Hi. So to pass the time, I've been doing some community service. I spent 3 hours a day correctly tagging videos on RedTube. It's like, it's not doggy, it's reverse cowgirl. I'm not addicted to porn. I just can't stop caring.
What's RedTube? What is RedTube?
It's off-brand. It's one of the Pornhub sites.
Oh my God.
X-Hamster, whatever. Everybody's got their flavor. But I know when I've watched too much, because I realize, I'm out of clothes. So I get all my clothes together and I throw them down the laundry chute. I mean, some people call them stairs, whatever. I'm a very anxious person. I was talking to a friend a while back. I was about to take a trip. Says, well, what's the worst that can happen? I'm like, trampled by a moose, dysentery. Maybe I played too much Oregon Trail as a kid, but these are things I think about. One fear I've never got is homophobia, but maybe that's because I grew up with He-Man. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with this character, a very well-dressed dude can bench press 350 pounds, but when he really wants to get shit done, he strips down to a loincloth in a flash of lightning, and then he rides a tiger. Siegfried and Roy are looking at that shit. It was like, we got to steal that. Here in Utah, we have these LCD billboards above the freeway, and they like to put these cute sayings up there. Like, I saw one that said, don't drive while intoxicated. It's like, ooh, you should be writing for Fallon or some shit. I saw one that said, drive the way you want your kids to drive. But if that was the case, I would have been running into a lot of walls by now. I don't know. They finally found a way to encode video into DNA so they can finally turn porn into a disease. Very exciting. I want to start a magazine for argumentative albinos. It's going to be called Fair Enough. They actually created an app where you can create your ideal room in virtual reality with IKEA. So yes, now you can actually play white privilege. Congratulations.
Oh, man.
I've been living in the same place, in a white neighborhood for so long that my sprinklers are in sync with my neighbors. Menstruation joke. Maybe too subtle. It's been weird, though, because this is a very white area, but there's been a few drive-by shootings lately. But that made me think, I wonder if people who speak in sign language actually get into more arguments with gang members. It's like, what did that motherfucker say? Oh, but his form is so excellent. I must give him a hug. Some of the Cub Scouts left a bag on my door and said, if you have any expired prescriptions, leave it in this. And I'm like, that's one way to get your business merit badge. Lock that system down. Lock it down. Well done, boys. I once smoked so much weed, I hoped the police would raid my house to help me find it. That actually is based on a real story. And the other day when I was cleaning my house, 5 years later, guess what? I found it. Good for me.
Nice.
I think we have a real problem in this country. It might be right in front of you. It's in your house. It's everywhere. And that's fucking ketchup. And ketchup is a fucking lie. It's terrible. Ketchup is terrible. You can replace it with anything, with marinara, with anything, fresh tomatoes. You know, it's like, and people just keep putting it on there. It's like a condiment bukkake. It's disgusting. Whenever I eat it, it's just like I'm like eating a menstruating diabetic. It's horrible.
What?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people in this country. That actually don't have a good sense of what their skills are. And there's actually a name for this. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. I'm going to read you this. This is the description of how this got set up from Wikipedia. The identification derived from the cognitive bias evident in the criminal case of MacArthur Wheeler, who on April 19th, 1995, robbed 2 banks while his face was covered in lemon juice, which he believed would make him invisible to the surveillance cameras. I just fucking love that. They use more on it. That's not even a punch. Oh, man. Let me say this, sex stories. All right, so I don't have any weird places, but Christmas Eve, me and my girlfriend ex, we're in the shower, decide to get frisky. She falls really hard, breaks the tub. We have to wake up her mother and her boyfriend at 3 o'clock in the morning because there's water pouring down from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor. I don't hear from her for 3 days. Don't hear from her for 3 days. I think this is over. Then she finally calls me. She's in the hospital. She fell so hard that her kidneys almost failed. So yeah, I almost fucked a woman to death.
Wow.
I don't have enough time for that. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, guys. That's it.
Thank
Hey, I'd applaud that. Let's do it. Let's applaud fucking a woman to death. Almost. We're applauding that it was an almost to death fucking, and it wasn't totally to death fucking. That's exactly what this applause.
Almost counts. Almost counts.
Saved her.
Counts hard. Counts hard.
Oh my god.
2 He-Man references and 1 Blue Mike. I can't believe it.
2 He-Man references and no Anne Frank jokes. What the fuck is wrong with this?
Oh, I gotta come with some Anne Frank jokes.
For those who are still here, your goal for next week is to invite a woman to the show. Okay? We only had 4 chicks on the list this week, or maybe 5, and like 1 or 2 of them didn't come. So our ratios have been changing, but that's fine.
Do chicks with dicks count?
No.
Don't make me get into the thing about how none of us have seen each other below the belt yet. We don't know. We just...
Except for EK, from what I heard. But...
Oh, man. Yeah, review the tape. It's on YouTube. Ask me if you want the link. Okay, cool. Let's we only have what, 2 or 3? 3 more? 2 more? 3 more. We got 3 more. Okay, let's do 3 more. Hey, because the next one's new. It's Elvin McGlinty. Elvin McGlinty.
Hey.
Are you here? Where are you? I don't see you.
Right here. You see me?
Maybe you're on. No, you're on the different grid. You're on. Oh, there you are. Hey, Elvin. Welcome to Blue Mike.
What's up, Joey?
Let's for you again because it's your first time. Yay.
Yeah, my first time here. So, yeah, pop my cherry. Hell yeah.
Pop that.
All right. Yeah, I saw on the flyer or whatever, the thing earlier on the Blue Mike. I noticed it said son of Melvin. Did you do that, Jolie? I don't know.
Someone signed up as son of Melvin. I have no clue who it was.
Yeah, I don't know. It was right after my name, so I don't know if that was a spoof or what. But yeah. You know what? James mentioned earlier about Jolie's voice, that she has a voice for radio. You know what, James? I think you might be right, but I think she has a voice for a phone sex operator. She has a pretty sexy voice. So I'm getting turned on, and I'm, popping my cherry.
What are you doing at Walmart? What is she doing at Walmart?
I'm taking notes for the uprising, babe.
Yeah, man. You know what? Hetty mentioned earlier about babies. Fuck babies. I totally agree with her. And speaking of Walmart, every time I go shopping at Walmart, there's babies everywhere crying. I bet, for God's sake, when did Walmart put in a daycare center? Like, it's annoying as fuck, man. When I shop at Walmart, I want to shop in peace. I want to shop in peace. When I go to the deodorant aisle, I don't want babies crying over my shoulders. And you know what? like stop it, baby, stop with your crying, stop with your whining. And you know what? What's the worst? Who's the worst at parenting? When you see hear babies at Walmart crying is the white people. I mean, like they don't know how to discipline their kids. You got little Timmy on the floor, sprawled out, raising hell, like having a mental breakdown. Oh, okay, Timmy, just cry it out, Sonny. It's like if that was my parents would just leave me there and put up a missing poster and a candlelight vigil at the same time. It's like, yeah. Well, find them when you can find them. No rush. Parents, maybe leave your kids at the zoo before you shop at the Walmart, or how about maybe at the abortion clinic? Leave them there. Maybe it's it's a little reminder of this could have been you. Yeah, life sucks. So yeah, oh well. But you know what? I'm blind. I'm blind Filipino. That's why I look Korean, and yeah. And I get a lot of questions about my impairment. I had someone the other day like, hey, Elvin, so you're blind, so your senses must be heightened. No, pussy still smell and taste the same. Yeah. And so Jolie, how much time I got left?
So actually, it's really interesting you should ask that, because it was just a minute at that moment, and when it hits a minute, so my shot clock actually makes a sound. So it's good for seeing impaired, but it's kind of hard to hear it now. But I'm getting better. It makes a little psst noise at 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I
1 minute
know.
till.
You know what? I didn't even hear it, so maybe I'm blind and deaf too. So
Oh shit, Helen, is that you? Are you over there?
Okay, so we've got
Anyway.
Helen Keller jokes.
You know what?
Anne
Anne Frank is so old school, old hat. Elvin, Elvin, you got another 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds? Okay, cool. I'll leave on this note. You know what? I think it'll be totally amazing and out of this world to have sex with an alien. I mean, shoot, if I can find an alien chick with the proper green card. Anyway. Thank you, Jolie. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Elvin, man. Great.
Yeah, Walmart is the reason we have as many babies as we do. Came to that conclusion yesterday. It absolutely 100% is. Here's an example of that. Do you know how much a backpack costs at Walmart for a kid? $2.97. They had backpacks by the door last night. $2.97 for a backpack. You think you can get a backpack for $2.97 in Finland?
It's free if you train them right.
But do you need to? Think about it. People there don't need $3 backpacks because their country isn't fucking hoarding all the wealth and reducing them to menial labor. Okay. America makes it easy to be poor. That's just the truth. Like these are like epiphanies I'm having because I'm spending 9 hours a day inside Walmarts. So just trust me when I tell you.
Taking it for the team, babe. You are taking it for the team.
Yeah, and some of the stuff I say, you aren't going to agree because it's not politically correct, but it's fucking true, and it's going to come out in fucking dissertation, man. It doesn't need to come out on the stage. So,
yeah.
All right, this is the point where I start to diatribe. Okay, fine. Let's just go to the next comic. She's a beauty. I love her. She hits us up at the end, but she's going to be at the front of the list next week, so you guys better show up on time. She's in Canada. It's Vita Zukauskis. Woo! Hey. Who is making the noise pollution right now? Turn it off. I don't know who it is. It's not Vita. I hope it's not Vita. It might have been Ben. Okay, go for it, Vita. You're good. You're good, girl.
Okay.
It's not you. Hey.
Whenever I go to hotels, there's all these people wearing masks. I think that's the secret to the better rate. So, So I've been starting wearing like a charcoal mask whenever I go to the pharmacy. So the security guys are nicer to me. So, I've noticed a lot of families have swings at the front of their house. I think that's a secret way to kill off their children. It's actually smart because they save a lot of money that way. And they make it seem like an accident, right? Old people walk slow. Though when I'm going to be old, I'm going to be on coke. So I'll walk really fast.
Me too.
Awesome. We'll do it together. I'm afraid nobody's going to come to my funeral. So I'm planning to take reservations. I only have one right now, so I need more. Virgin hair. I think that's hair that's never been fucked. So I was driving a cab once, and I tried to get a free cab, and I just showed him my boobs. And I think it wasn't my fault because I had a really small cup. So I think that's where plastic surgery comes in handy. So I was in Ottawa once, and I saw this really cute girl with a really sexy bikini top. And I think it's really important to look sexy for your pedophile.
Oh my God.
So, instead of taking one diet pill, I just take the whole bottle. It's much easier to have a coma that way. And I usually lose a lot more, so. So Bill Cosby went blind from, so I guess rape causes blindness.
I always thought it was masturbation, but
maybe it's both. There was a skinny girl with a fat guy, so I think she should just get a rolling pin and roll it so he looks thinner. There were these two guys fighting, and then there was a piece of chicken, and then they were in love. So I guess that's that the way to arouse men's arousal is a course of a deceased animal.
Oh.
So I just walk around with the chicken whenever I see fighting. I just give it to guys. So I was in a bus and I was driving through Hope, and I felt much sadder. Everything's gone when you pass Hope. I love running up the stairs, and then I just look at what I've conquered, like the big mountain I've conquered. My brother, me and my brother shared a lot of things, books, movies, and TV shows. And he also beat me. So it reminded me of my ex. So he was a better kisser. My brother's birthday is coming up, and he's really hard to shop for because he's been dead for 7 years. And he doesn't need anything anymore. I can just imagine what he'd say if he were alive. Flowers for my gravestone again. Gee, thanks. I think my brother was supposed to die, so I'd have one more joke.
Oh.
I love putting ketchup and beets on myself, especially when I walk through a dark alley, because then it looks like I've already been attacked. so I feel safer. Okay, thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Snap, snap.
Wow, catching my beats, huh? I would attack you if you were wearing that in an alley. How? My favorite snack. We got one more comic, which is good because I have to take a 10-minute nap before I go to work. You ready for us, Ben?
Yeah.
Here he is. Is it
Hit it, Benny.
Sibley? Is it Sibley?
It's Sibley.
Fuck.
It's okay. Call me
It's
Sibley.
Ben Sibley!
Yeah. He's like a brother or a sister. He's Sibley.
Yeah, exactly. Just hopefully not like Beta's brother. That was a really funny joke, by the way. I almost did a spit test. Really sip of a drink as you hit that punch, and I was like,
Spit take.
so James, your question, what was the weirdest place you've had sex?
Yes.
It would have to be in a cemetery.
With what? Like a fucked up game of Clue. It was in the cemetery with Colonel Muff.
With a wrench.
Wow. Now we know what you're into.
It was in a cemetery, and it was actually the cemetery where H.P. Lovecraft was buried.
Ah.
And right after climax, I pulled off my wig, and boy, was he surprised.
Boy, was he. Your audio's a little quiet. You said, boy, was he what?
Was he surprised?
I didn't hear you yet again.
Can
Can you turn up your audio a little bit?
Yeah, I was having
your
some
headphones just fell off.
Their
They just dropped. Yeah.
Nada, nada, limonada.
Do some mind stuff.
Ch.
Oh.
How about now?
Yeah, that works.
All right.
Hurry up, go.
Of course. That's not my luck. Anyways, hey, I'm Ben.
Hi,
I have dyslexia, ADD, and a personality disorder.
Oof.
So when I meet you, I'm probably going to say your name wrong. Then forget what we were talking about. And right after that, I'm gonna hope you don't leave me. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, IBS. Which means IBS you until I figure out what the hell we're talking about. Now I've seen a little through line throughout the entire night, which was He-Man, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed about He-Man, right? Like I'm a pretty big fan of superheroes, like Superman, Batman, pretty much all of them. But one thing with He-Man, I noticed that, like, with Superman, he wears his costume like underneath his clothes. But when he's when He-Man changes from Prince Adam into He-Man, all he does is take off his pants. Like, he's just like, oh, by the power of Grayskull. Oh boy. Take off your boots, Adam. Oh. Yeah. One thing I've been finding weird about these Zoom mics, right? Like I'm talking into my camera right now. Thankfully, you can hear me. and it's almost like talking into a mirror, you know. But at least when I tell my jokes into a mirror, the people in my head laugh.
Yes.
So, why is it that people don't like to think that we're animals unless it comes when it comes to sex, right? When it comes to sex, like everybody's got like their own sex spirit animal, right? You got cougars, pups, otters, cubs, whatever. Have you ever heard of a manther? I heard about this a little while ago. Apparently, it is a older man who likes younger women. You need a name for that? Every guy. All right. How much time do I have left?
None. But you had technical. Okay, so here's what I did. So we started you at 4 because you're on the wait list. Then James started to talk over you, so I gave you another 20 seconds. And then your audio stopped working, so I gave you another 20 seconds. And now your time is up. I know. Sometimes, sometimes it just doesn't go as planned, but like, every week.
I appreciate all the help.
I appreciate you being here.
Okay.
Can we clap for you?
Short and
hang out
sweet.
for a little bit?
Absolutely.
Let's clap again once we get to. Woo! This is who's
I'm
left.
Benjamin Sibley. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Ben Sibley. Yo, dude. Yeah, like ADD and all that shit that you listed, all that shit is fucking okay. I'm not gonna say that clinical diagnoses are made up by science, but it's all tailored to cater to the status quo.
But they
And that's
are
what-
made up by the pharmacological industry.
Like, and the fact that they're prioritizing
What
that
industry?
invent drugs about them is because everything just fits into the grid of capitalism. But now we're entering post-human capitalism and a new age of pluralism, and fuck all that bullshit. And in the next 10 years, we're all going to realize it was all just noise. And a huge example of that is the autism spectrum, which isn't something that's like there are certain genetic markers for certain phenomena in certain types of people, but all the rest of it is just society telling people that they're different so that they grow up thinking that. So fuck all of them. You rock.
Yeah, right on.
But we also decide our identities. Just don't let people do it for you, because fuck all of them. They just want your money. They just want you to. Okay, I'm gonna take a nap.
Save it for Walmart, lady.
Fine. I'm just gonna let that be who I am, because it's gonna be until the 2nd of October. You can call
You
me
do
Walmart lady.
you. Since nobody else is doing you right now, you do you.
Oh my god, I've been having so much dream sex.
In a Walmart parking lot.
If you guys want to hang out a little bit, though, I can leave this on. I just have to go. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to hang out? Let yourself out. James, you want to be host? Do we want to go? What do you want to do?
Now you gotta let me know. Just leave it open and we'll leave. We'll leave. We'll let you
Well,
sleep.
how about this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. So what I'm going to do, James, I'm going to make you the host just so you can end the room when you want to, okay?
All right.
Okay, I'm going to make James the host. If you want to, thanks for being here. And let me just say one more time for those people who are still in here, because you guys are the troopers. The list opens at midnight tonight. So you can go and do that. You can sign up at rampantly.la/blue mic at midnight. If you sign up before midnight, you get put on the wait list. So don't sign up till after midnight. Thanks for coming. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Jolie. Have fun at Walmart. Bye.
Thanks, Jolie.
Oh, what an exit. What an exit. How's everybody doing?
Hey.
Oh, and we're still recording. I said, and we're still recording. I don't know. I'm a host now.
On the bounce, guys. It was fun.
I'm trying to turn it off.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So everybody had a good time, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Did anybody not tell me their weirdest sex stories? Steven did. Ben did. Escobar did. Adam did not.
It's true. I mean, I'm a pretty vanilla guy. I think the weirdest place I had sex was like a tent. And my scoutmaster was super gentle, so.